This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free. Hey y'all, how are you doing this here day? Tomorrow's Halloween. I cannot wait to take the kids out. It's good to see y'all. Thank you for being here. I've got something that we're gonna have a serious conversation before we get into the main topics of today. Good to see you, Shelby. A little bit of Lisa, Orange Rose, Stephanie, Abellis, my love. Good to see you. Hannah UK is in the house. Mustang, good to see you. Curious Christine again. Later. Spiritual Away. Good to see you. Trying to read all the names. Sometimes I get confused. Door, good to see you, love. Thank you for being here. Pandora, that's Pandora. Thank you for being here. Hey, CM Wilkins, good to see you too. Marley, Mom, Jenny Jen, Southern Cats, it's good to see y'all, and thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Cop Wife, Cop Mom, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Kim Ghetto, good to see you. I'm taking the kids trick-or-treating with my oldest brother and his wife and their kids tomorrow. That's awesome. Cindy from sunny South Florida, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you all for being here. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Let me tell you, well, we need to talk about a couple of things. Considering tomorrow is Halloween, we'll go ahead and grab one of my Halloween clips to do, since we can only do it for today and tomorrow. And then that'll give people a little bit of time to get in here, and then I can make my public service announcement and my the other announcement I need to make. So let's watch some. Hey, Hunter Johnson, good to see you. Rubber Ramada, AJ, good to see you. Good to see you. Let's watch one of the light shows. I need some music. Definitely need some music. Let's see what we got here. I don't want to do Slice Slice Baby. We'll do a rock song, and then we'll do Slice Slice Baby. Here we go. I'll do this one to start with. I know we watched this one, but it's here, so we'll do it. Hey, Silly Bird, good to see you. I'm gonna make it big. I like cooking up and down food a lot. Rose. Now we'll do Slice Slice Baby, and then we'll get into the topics of the day. Where's Slice Slice Baby? Here it is.
Yo, R.I.P. Let's kill it. Slice, slice, baby.
All right. I think that's good enough. That was definitely interesting. Lord, I don't want to be that big. Okay. So I wanted to talk to y'all about something. Let me do this quick PSA real quick, and then I need to talk to you guys about why it is important for me to talk about what we've been talking about. Hold on just a minute. I'm getting it pulled up. We need to talk about, now everyone put your listening ears on. Everybody sit crisscross applesauce as we talk. All right, we need to talk about this video. All 4 body cams from CrimeCon. Grayson gets disgustingly happy. Yuck. Now, those of you that were here when we privated the live, when I came live that day that we privated the live, it wasn't even on my. Actually, we'll go back because I can still see that live. Hold on. It wasn't even on my thumbnail, right? The live from that I privated was titled Annie spoke on an ex-employee and what she said is concerning more documents. Okay. There's nothing advertised about body cam footage. Okay. And that is because when I came live that day, I was checking my email as I
Here are
usually do because I have so many FOIAs out, right? And so I was seeing if anybody had gotten back to me with the FOIA information, and I saw that Strategic Eyes had put out these body cams on his Patreon. And I was like, oh my gosh, let's watch these body cams. And we proceeded to do so. And then we realized, hey, Crazy True Crime, good to see you. And then and Little Red and Edith and everybody coming in, good to see you. And then as we were watching the body cams, we realized that like no phone numbers had been redacted. And so that was why we privated the labs. I didn't even catch it. Okay. You guys caught it and were like, we need to private the live because the phone number, Lauren's phone number's in there and she'll strike you for it. And I had told you guys on that live, and if I edit it, I just ain't edited it is the only reason it's not back out. But if I edit it and put it out, you'll hear me talking about I had to go get my son from a sleepover. He had been there for like 4 days. He wanted to do, they homeschool too, and my son and his friend went to like an astrology class together. So it was Monday evening, and I was picking my son up from his friend's house, and it was like an hour and a half away. So, um, I privated the live and I said I would try to get the body cams out because they weren't out anywhere. And it was weird to me that Strategic had them on his Patreon, but he hadn't put them out. And right here, I got these from Strategic Guy's Patreon. If you have not subscribed to his YouTube, please do so via the link below. And there is his link because I always cite where I get my stuff. Okay. So I put the video out. Nobody had put it out. I had the videos downloaded and I put them on my phone. I threw them up in CapCut real quick, redacted Lauren's phone number, but nobody had caught that Christina's phone number was in the beginning. Okay, so I threw them on CapCut, redacted Lauren's phone numbers from the two body cams where they're talking to the police, and then I had it uploading as I got in the truck to go drive out. And we're out in the middle of the country, so it took me a while. It was pretty much when I got to my son's friend's house to pick him up that I was able to put it out. And so I put it out, and then I'm driving back through country back roads and we go to Walmart because I still had not got his Halloween costume and we were getting that. And I checked the comments and everybody's like, you need to take phone number out. You need to take phone number out. And I looked and I saw that I had redacted Lauren's phone number, but I knew that like if everybody was saying there's a phone number, there's a phone number. So I privated it again. I came home, I did the transcript search for phone number and found that Christina's number was in there. So instead of it just being muted, that part actually got cut out. Okay. And then tomorrow I put it out and everybody's talking about it. Okay. And so yesterday we're talking about it and a person came in. I forgot to say. So let me go back to the beginning. In the beginning of all of this, where everything was breaking with Lauren and everything going on, there was a person that, and I'm not going to say their name unless they want me to, but there was a person that had all of the documents that we've been going over, everything. Okay. And they dropped these documents. Um, and that's where everybody has been able to get the documents. And I'm going to show you this because it's important to note something about this. So let me pull this up, my files where it's saved. So here's all the documents. I downloaded them off of the Google Drive spreadsheet from that person. Okay, so all of these documents had been handed out. People had them. Now, before I got the body cam, I put these documents up on my Patreon, as I always do, and put them out. Okay, and my Patreon is like a $5 a month membership or something. Okay, so the person contacted me at that point. No, I pulled up the drive to try to get the dates because it was all in the spreadsheet. And somebody had said, because somebody put this on Patreon behind a paywall, I have removed everything. And I already had everything downloaded, but I figured that was me because I had put the stuff on Patreon. So I contacted the person and I was like, hey, I'm so very sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I didn't think about it. I just threw it on Patreon because I usually do that with all of my documents. And I said, I can make it to where it's free, which most people wouldn't do, but I'm a person of integrity. So I did. I made it free. Okay. I had never seen the body cams. That wasn't on anything that I had ever seen. Okay. So now, again, go back to where we were going live. And then I saw that Strategic had the body cam and he put it on his Patreon, but he didn't put it out. I grabbed it from his Patreon. I downloaded it. I edited out the phone numbers and I put it out. Then we're live yesterday. We're going over it and people are coming in. I got a comment while I was live when we started going over Kreshas lives. And they said that the body cams had come from the same person that dropped all the documents. Okay, I didn't know that because I had never seen the body cams. The only videos I had seen was the evidence, which is right here, evidence, 7, 8, 9, and that's how they're loaded, okay, on there. Um, when I saw that Strategic had put the body cams on his Patreon, there was also another part that, like, another upload that was like the documents, okay? And I thought that Strategic had submitted a FOIA request and gotten them. And when I looked at where he had uploaded the documents, they had these names, okay? And I didn't think anything about it really at the time. Again, I was like moving really fast. I was trying to get it put out really quickly, and I had to go get my son, and so I wasn't thinking, like, if I had been sitting down and not been so rushed, I probably would have thought about it more. But it was named like the same thing. Second declaration of grace and redacted. Certificate of service redacted. 1010 Lauren motion to continue redacted. Okay, when you get documents from a FOIA, they are not labeled like this. My moderator labels it like this. Like, so going back to the beginning, I originally thought my moderator had given it to me because she labels stuff like this. But when you get something from a FOIA, it's like case number, CR-77235. And you have to kind of figure out what it is, or you can rename them yourself to what this is. So on his Patreon, they were labeled the same. So I didn't think anything of it really. I said that since they were labeled the same thing that was on my Patreon, I honestly thought that like maybe he FOIA requested the body cams, and then since the documents were on my Patreon for free, I thought maybe he grabbed them from my Patreon and threw them on his Patreon. I did not know that he had gotten these documents from the same person that had been giving them to everybody else, and there was also this body cam footage that I had never seen anywhere else. So yesterday when we're live, I'm getting comments like, "Oh, this person's upset. I hope they copyright strike you." And so while we're going over everything from Kresha, I like if you go back and play it, it's like the first 5 to 7 minutes, I'm completely quiet, which is not fair use at all. Okay. And I'm listening, and I told you guys, I'm here. It's because I was trying to message the person that had dropped all the documents to begin with. And I said, look, somebody messaged me and said that, this is your stuff. I don't know, what to do. Like, is this your stuff? I got it from here. She wanted to see the Patreon I got it from, and she saw that, yes, indeed, that person had allegedly got it from them. I don't know. I've never seen the original body cams. I just saw them on Strategic's Patreon. And I don't know what, I'm not involved in any of that. That's their ordeal. But I wanted to say that I wanted to explain it because, again, I thought that Strategic had gotten it from a FOIA request because I had never seen the body cam on the document drop that was passed out to everybody. And I want to apologize because I am a person of integrity, and I'm not like, I wouldn't, that's not something that I say. I don't say I'm a person of integrity. I'm not fucking Lauren Matthais. It bothered me when I was trying to sleep last night. I had no way of knowing that it was that person's stuff, and that person likes for people to be able to get everything for free, which I think is a great thing. And I think that's a wonderful thing. Not everybody is going to be I want to be very careful how I say this. Not everybody would have done what I did with, like, when I uploaded the documents on Patreon behind a paywall. Not all creators would have went back and said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then made it available for free. I am different in that aspect because they weren't mine originally, so I'm going to respect the person they came from. That person, I want to put their, I want to give them credit in the bottom of the video, but I also don't know if like they want their name out here like that. Like I have no problem saying, "Hey, I got this from Strategic's Patreon, but evidently he got it from this person and I just wanted you to know that." So if that person, I've messaged them and they haven't messaged me back. I have no problem doing that. Like I always give credit to where the person who got it. But I wanted to make that announcement and let everybody know that it is my understanding that he got it from the person who made the original document drops. And I want to make it clear that I did not know because the document drop I got didn't have the body cam in it. Once I posted the documents on my Patreon and put them behind the paywall, even after I made them available for free, I could no longer see the spreadsheet and what was being put on it and what wasn't. What I had was stuff that I had downloaded. I had to ask the person for access to the spreadsheet again yesterday, and I still haven't, connected it to my Google Drive again. So I want that to be out here. I wanted it to be in the beginning of the live so that person can hear it and everybody else can hear it so that it's clear because it bothered me last night to the point to where I was having trouble sleeping. I messaged you back and you're good. You're right. Not everyone would have changed it to free. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Do you want me? Well, if the person is available, I can give them credit in the bottom of the video. Um, yeah, I was not even looking. I'm just sitting here talking, like waving my hands and looking around. I ain't even he shouldn't have put them on Patreon for 7 when they were put out for free. I agree with that. I agree. And I have no problem um making it free. You're good. You're not the only one. I have emails out to others. I appreciate you. Okay. Awesome. I can put you in the bottom of the video to give you credit. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it happened like that. I genuinely had no idea or I would have put you in there. But well, since everybody knows now, I'll just put you in there after the live today in the bottom and link your channel so that everybody knows. And it really like y'all I was so upset about it. I was like, "Oh my god," because I had put the documents on my Patreon behind a paywall and I had upset the person and I get it, like they wanted them to be available for everybody for free, which I think is a wonderful thing. That's a great part, beautiful thing. And I fixed that, but I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, "Now I've done put out these videos that were like evidently with that stuff. So now it looks like I put the stuff behind a paywall and then I redacted it, but then I go right back and like put out videos that weren't supposed to be put out." And I was like, "Jesus, oh my God, it looks so bad." And I was losing sleep. So um I wanted to make sure that was clear. He probably meant to put it out for free though. He usually puts things out for free. If he or myself didn't pay anything for it, I can ask him about it. Okay, Obsidian, it might be free. I don't know. I'm a member of his Patreon, and Strategic is a good dude. I like Strategic. I have no issues with Strategic. I'm a member of his Patreon. So, Obsidian, it's good to see you. It could be free. I don't know. Okay. I pay a monthly um subscription to his Patreon. So I was able to get it and have access to it, but I don't know if that's because I paid the monthly membership. I like Strategic, I like everybody. I just wanted to be clear about it. And that's why I'm trying to be very careful about what I say because I'm not throwing shade at anybody. Like I don't know, I wasn't there. All I know is what happened and how I saw things. And I just wanted to put it out there. And I will drop the channel links and everything. So I don't know. Yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm not talking about Strategic. The what happened. I don't know if he put it out for free or not. Like I said, I have access to everything anyway, so I have no idea. Either way, what's Strategic and the emails and everybody else, like I fixed what I did, which was put the documents behind a paywall and I made them available for free. And I want to upload the videos on there and make them available for free. And I've got other people asking me if they can go over the videos or have the videos, and I can send them to them for free. But I wanted to make sure it was okay with the person who put them out because, again, technically it's not my stuff, it's their stuff that they were able to get. It was my fault for putting them in the spreadsheet. without redacting it first, so confusion happened, and then when I updated the spreadsheet with the redacted version and disabled links to first. Okay. Okay, so I will, yeah, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, and hello, everybody coming in. Um, I will put you I'm gonna link your YouTube channel in the bottom of that video. I will put mm, I will redact the videos that I have and put them on my Patreon on the free tier and give them like make sure anything I give out or anything because I've got one creator I was trying to share stuff with. And I'll make sure anything I send them is redacted and that they know that it came from you and all of that. Um, oh, thank you. Well, I mean it bothered me like I was having trouble sleeping. Okay. Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, and let me drop Sleuthy's link and then we're gonna okay, so since we've got that fixed, I'm gonna yeah, so I can I don't know. I think I can do it on my phone better. Yeah, because I can click on you on my phone. Okay, hold on. Let me drop I ain't even accessed my live yet. Let me drop their link so you guys can go subscribe to them because that's where I got everything. Um and I will put it in the bottom of the I will put your link in the description of the video. Yeah, go to channel. Okay. Now, okay. So there is the link to Sleuthy Goosey. If you guys have not subscribed to her, please do so. I am so very grateful to her for giving her or him, I do believe it's her, for giving everybody access to these documents. Yeah, yeah, the person I'm trying to share them with is actually in chat. So I will make sure that I redact phone numbers out of the ones that I have. I will put them on Patreon for free if that's okay. And then I will also give it to the other creator who wanted to talk about it. Um, and I appreciate you giving everybody those documents and those videos. As I was telling that person yesterday, I have submitted a FOIA to try to get the information that was on, you know, all of the documents, all of the things. But I submitted the FOIA very quickly, probably right before I was going to bed. I did not ask the right questions. When you submit FOIA requests, you have to ask the right questions or they won't give you anything. And what I got, okay, awesome. And what I got back was I got the original police report where they talk about not the Boise police report, but the other one. I got that one, and then they said there's no other documents related to this incident. So I think I had just requested for that incident. Maybe if I submitted a FOIA for all the other stuff, then I would get it. I don't know. It's easier now to go with that, with what Sleuthy put out and gave to all of us. And I am very, very grateful to Sleuthy for doing that because it's important. Why is it important? Well, that's where we're gonna go now. We have a girl. I love her picture though. And I didn't when she came into my chat when I was sharing her documents, like I said at the time, I didn't even realize that it was her. So, you know, Hio, she does the same thing with documents. She will label them like Sleuthy did. And I was talking to her about it last night and she was like, "Yeah, I do that for the same reason so that if somebody gets my documents, I know that they're mine and you know, I can handle the situation." So I go to my drive and I'm thinking that Hio gave them to me because she labels them like that. And I saw it said Sleuthy Goosey. And I'm like, how did Sleuthy's documents get in my drive? Like I still am kind of confused. I don't know if Hio had the documents from Sleuthy and put them there. I don't know, but either way, I'm very grateful for that and for the access to it. And it is very important. Okay, yeah, that would be great, and, I will get the stuff uploaded with the redacted phone numbers and everything and get that stuff to you. Yeah, Sleuthy Goosey is great. Hey, Skies, good to see you, good to see you. And you guys, yeah, thank you. Please, subscribe. I'm gonna pin her link to the top of the chat real quick. Now, why is this important? Well, I'll be honest with you. I have someone who is way smarter than me and better at computers. She's able to look at the code in the background of stuff people share to see if they're exactly the same as the code on mine. Hio, my moderator, like she does everything for me. I'm so blessed to have her. And she's really good at computers and stuff too. Like as you can tell from my YouTube channel, I'm not tech savvy. Like I want to put the iCards, I think they're called, in my videos. There's so much I want to do, and I need to watch some videos because I hate to bug her. She's got a channel too that she does when she can. I'll pull up her channel real quick. I know most of my people are subscribed to her, but she helps me out so much with that, and she's very tech savvy. Like she started my she helped me start my Discord and everything. While we're here, I wanna show you this. Since we're talking about Lauren with Hidden True Crime and Lori Vallow, Keo, my moderator that's very tech savvy, made this, and it's just so funny.
All 404B is in, or do we get a hearing on what 404B can come in? If I open the door, do I get a hearing? We stop trial and I get a hearing. You don't need to yell at me either. Yeah, you are, and you do not need to talk to me that way. I'm very curious. All 404B is in, or do we get a
Baby
hearing on
Lori
what
Dale
404B can come
Vallow
in? If I open
Daybell.
the door, do I get a hearing? We stop trial and I get a hearing. You don't need to yell at me either. Yeah, you are, and you do not need to talk to me that way. I'm very curious. All 404B is in.
That's so funny to me. She made a baby me too, but let me, grab her link too. We do a lot of stuff together, and she helps me all the time. But yeah, she does all of that stuff for me, and she's wonderful, and I'm glad that you've got somebody that does that with you as well, Sleuthy. I greatly appreciate it, and I appreciate everything that you, have given us, and I wanna talk about why it is important. Hio is amazing. Hey, Anja, and everybody coming in. If I miss saying hey, hello, and it's good to see you. Um, I used to be tech savvy. The tech ran off and left me. Lord have mercy. Show baby Jess, I have to find it. It's funny because this is actually from a picture of me, and it does kinda look like what I did as a baby, and then we'll talk about why all of this is important. There it is, hold on. Dinner time, I'll be lurking. You have a good dinner, Hannah. Here's baby Jess. In my chat, you can come and you can let us know if you have a YouTube channel, and I will usually drop the links and ask people to subscribe. However, from the very beginning, the rule has been please don't mention if you have a live stream or come in here because honestly, YouTube etiquette, especially when it comes in creators, if you go in another chat are talking and even sharing information, you still don't mention that you have a YouTube channel. If the creator wants to share that information, they can. So I just want to reiterate before we get started, if you come in and say, hey, I did a video on this, or I'm going live today, you will be blocked. I don't know how else to say that or do that. Again, if you have a channel, I would be glad to share it for you and ask people to subscribe. But the other saying I have a live stream or I've done a video on this is just completely rude and you will be blocked. Thank you for the public service announcement. Okay. Um, so Obsidian, yes, that's who got the documents. My moderator, the one that's so tech savvy is the one that showed me how to contact Sleuthy. I don't know. I mean, check her page because I'm assuming that's where my moderator got the information, and find it or comment under one of her videos, and maybe she can contact you, or you can contact her that way. If she posts how to in chat, then you'll have it. I can't. I don't want to be like giving out, like I don't I don't know if that information is readily available. I'm sure it's on her page. So and I think she's already in contact with people through email and things like that. So you should be able to find out how to contact her. I'm not going to just, put that on blast because not everybody wants to be messaged, but it should be on the page. I'm assuming that's how my mod found it. Okay. So let's talk about why this is important. We're going to go back to the beginning. I was trying to get a sound clip for because I plan on doing like a Halloween episode tomorrow, and then I've not figured out. It kind of depends on where we are and everything. I'm probably going to talk about this maybe Saturday. I don't know yet, and then we're probably going to move back to true crime for the most part, unless, more things become available that we need to talk about. Yes, you can use that. So I was grabbing a clip because, we watch Law and Crime, and I wanted to have that clip of her saying Law and Crime, so that when we watch Law and Crime, we could use that clip as like a funny little video, okay? But I realized something in this and so I got my screen recording and we're going to watch it real quick. Why did all of this start? That's what I want to talk about. Why did this happen? Where did it start? Why is it important? Okay? So, it started when we were all hit with this video saying these things. Hold on. Crap. I'm gonna have to pull it back up. Let me grab her link so I can drop
Give me a
it.
chance
So I
to
don't
prove
get
it to you.
caught.
Let me show you the facts.
See,
Let me
I
show you
want
the
a
evidence.
video that does
I
that,
will
like
not give
her
up.
playing on my
I will
page.
not give in.
Hold on,
Please,
let's see. Now I
just
gotta
give
go
me a
back and do
chance.
this. Gotta go here because it's not available. Okay. Now let me try this again now that I've got my crap together. So what happened? We were all hit with hidden true crime. Hidden true crime. Oh my God, yes. It makes me sick too. It makes me so fucking sick because they're so excited. And she knows no TikToks. Like you can tell that's all it was about, trying to quash Christina's freedom of speech, freedom to post videos that didn't even say Lauren's damn name. Nobody would have known that she was talking about Lauren had Lauren not done the live stream. It did. It really, really did. It really did. It started way before we knew a thing. It did. But when we were all notified, um, we were hit with this video. Okay. So basically, let's go back to that. She puts this 9-hour live stream out talking about this. This is the main part of the video. Okay. And we all hear this information and we're like, oh my God, what's going on? Somebody is stalking Lauren Matthais. Like, oh my God, everybody, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Throw in the super chats. So let's talk about this clip it. I mean, I heard a few things and I was like, yeah, we're not. Now that I know, I've got some issues. So this is from Lauren from Hidden True Crime. I did drop their link. You can subscribe if you want to. That's completely up to you. I am not subscribed and I'll leave that at that. It might skip back for a second. Yeah, because I was trying to it's a screen recording, so hold on.
For months. The Law and Crime. I don't know, is it a slow true crime month? They thought that my family's pain should be live streamed on their trial channel.
That right there. They thought that my family's pain should be streamed on a trial channel. Okay? I want us to remember that as we go through this.
I am a limited public figure. I'm just a mom who has a YouTube channel. And yes,
as most of us are, a mom who has a YouTube channel, not a limited public figure. But I mean, again, just remember, my family's pain should be streamed on Law and Crime trials.
I've become a limited public figure. I'm not Johnny Depp. I'm not Amber Heard. I'm not Gwyneth Paltrow. I am a mother trying to protect my family and my little boy.
Stop it.
And I am a journalist who has never, ever in my life heard of anyone streaming a civil stalking injunction. Ever. It is not something you do. And why? Because it's someone that is being abused, that is attempting to escape something dangerous.
Okay, we looked at Christina's videos. Did anything seem like they were abusing Lauren? Did anything seem like she was stalking her, doing anything dangerous whatsoever? I didn't see anything dangerous. I saw her talking and just laying out scenarios and things that she alleged happened, that in the video she says they happened, from an ex-friend. No names are given, no specifics, nothing. Just talking about, I had this ex-friend, these are some of the things that happened. It upset me. It hurt me. Again, please remember that thank you. Please remember that all of this started because Christina came to Lauren upset, and I think she's in the documents. I'd have to look at them again. I think she was crying at the time because Lauren called her annoying. They've been friends for like a year, or associates at the very least for like a year. Lauren is sending text messages calling her annoying. And I'm sure in that moment, she's got these text messages where she said things about other people in her group. Oh, this person's a swinger and this person's that. And she knows that they're being said, but she didn't think that Lauren would say those things about her. In that moment, she realized that no, Lauren's talking shit about everybody. Maybe Lauren isn't who she seems. And you start to go back and you start to think about all the little red flags and all the signs you saw. And she thought about that, and things hit her in a way, and she felt so compelled to put it out on TikTok, not even mentioning her name. That there is no way, shape, or form that is stalking, in my opinion. Hunter said she obviously hadn't paid attention to the Sebastian Rogers case because that stalking injunction was streamed. Thank you for that. I mean, and again, her family being streamed on Law and Crime Trial Network. If we jump over there, and we look at Law and Crime Trial, I've got it pulled up. I'm sure some of these people are mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, cousins. I'm sure they have children. They're streamed all the fucking time. All the fucking time. They're Harmony Montgomery's case. I mean, it we heard, because I streamed Daisy Link's trial. We heard from his son on the audio. I have that recording. Law and Crime, it's not just her. Daisy Link's son got on there. We heard it. We listened to it. We listened to it a couple of times. We never saw his face, but we heard it. I mean, what do you mean? Do you think that you're above this? This is what we do. We stream trials. We talk about court documents. And you're above it to the extent that we get this 9-hour live stream crying? So again, keep that in mind. Keep in mind about the Sebastian Rogers case. Angela said, when I saw her live, which I didn't watch more than 15 minutes of, but I thought she was trying to gain subs because it came across so disingenuous. I mean, and I've never watched Lauren Matthais. I asked permission to go over her interview of Stephen Stern's parents because I started my channel with the Madeline Soto case. And that's all I ever watched of her, and I didn't even know, people told me that that was available, and we watched it to break down, Deb Stearns, but I had not watched. I don't watch her. I didn't like she's not my cup of tea, and that's fine, but I saw this, as most people did, and they think, "Oh my god, that's so awful," but it's not the truth, and that's gonna go back to why this is important. So we need to, again, be here for right now. Let's continue.
I never wanted to do this live.
Yep.
But because of what Law and Crime did, I had to dismiss my civil stalking injunction because I am never, ever going to let my child's mental health be live streamed for entertainment.
See, that pisses me off. That really pisses me off. First of all, they weren't going to live stream it. Second of all, there's children. I just talked about the Daisy Link case where her son can be heard talking. But let's jump over here. We're going to jump back over here. And let's look at Lauren's page specifically. My child's mental health, keep that in mind. My child's mental health, I'm not going to let it be live streamed, okay? Let's look at Lauren's videos herself, right? We're going to go back about 2 months ago. What is this? Daughter breaks down. James Craig's daughter faces her father in court. It's devastating. This is Lauren's video.
I was supposed to be able to trust my dad.
Jesus, I can't.
He was supposed to be my hero. And instead,
What is that, Lauren? What is that? What is that? You're so fucking mad and saying, "Oh, I had to drop my stalking injunction." I'm so afraid for my whole entire life that I'm so scared for my life, the life of my child, the life of my husband. I'm so fucking afraid that I had to drop my stalking injunction. The only thing that allegedly is going to protect me and my family and keep us safe, I had to drop it because Law and Crime was going to stream it, which they weren't. They were going to record it and edit it, first of all. Second of all, if you're really afraid for your life and you're seeking the court's help, it's not going to matter who the fuck is there. You're still going to go through with it because you need that document to keep your family safe. But third of all, you want to talk about streaming your child when that's what Law and Crime does. What is this? What is this, Lauren? What? Hello? Hello? Her child is 8, from what I understand. Hunter said, and by the way, why in the heck is she even telling her child about it? This is so minute that why is she even telling her child? I don't know. I don't know. My opinion, she caused the child's distress by telling them about it. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely, I think that. I agree. Mrs. Ed, good to see you. I agree 100% with that. Now, I've said that quite often. There is no reason whatsoever that her child should know about this. If she is so distraught and upset about it out in the normal family areas, then Mr. John, being the psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever the hell he is, that he is, if I was with somebody and they were getting upset visibly in front of the young children, then when I saw them getting upset, I would escort them to our bedroom or something like that. Sit down, talk to them, and try to calm them down. Shut the door, keep it away from the children because I don't want the children to be upset about it. But evidently, that's not what's happening, even though her husband is a psychologist, psychiatrist of family and children, by the way. So he knows the impact things like this can have on them. Now, I've heard that allegedly a closet in her studio, she made a playroom for him. And if that is a playroom and he overheard these things from her in her studio, then that's another story. But if he ever heard these things, then he's overhearing all the other shit she's got on her channel. So I mean, where did the stress and anxiety and appetite suppression start with the child? I think him evaluating everyone who thought the same as I did was completely ridiculous. I'm not a doctor, but I have life experience and know people. He sounds like a frippin' jerk when he speaks. I agree. 9 hours and 15 minutes, by the way. Yeah. Narcissist attention. Hey, Gemma, good to see you. Her producers should have edited out the mention of her alleged stalker's name if she genuinely didn't want it out there. Good point. Good point. It stuns me that her husband didn't step in and try to rein her in on all this. Exactly. But I don't think that relationship is what we think it is. And just judging from the outside, I think just my opinion, I think that Dr. John sees Lauren as his trophy wife. I think Lauren wears the pants in the relationship. Okay. That's just my opinion. I think that John is going to do whatever he has to do to keep Lauren happy, be it support her while she does all this, etc., etc. Did she Beanie Boomer? Maybe the boy wondered why mom got an emotional support dog. I didn't know she got an emotional support dog, but let's run that scenario. If I got an emotional support dog because I was upset about a situation and my child asked me, why do you need an emotional support dog? Even if they made the connection that an emotional support dog is there to support you emotionally, you could describe it in a way that's not going to make him think that if I tell you to run, mama, you need to run. You just run. You don't ask me why, mama. If you need to run, if I tell you to run, you just run. Like that's there's two extremes here. Baby, I got an emotional support dog because I've just been a little bit upset about some things that you don't need to worry about. That's exactly how I would have handled that personally. I damn sure wouldn't have said, well, because, I think that people are stalking us. And even if you have to tell him, maybe there could be somebody outside, which there's not, but if that was a concern, hey, baby, you know how strangers are sometimes outside. And, we shouldn't talk to strangers. We shouldn't take candy from strangers. Well, if you see anybody outside, you just let mama or daddy know that if you see anybody, even if you know the person, just let us know that they're here and they're outside. End of it. That's it. That's all. Like, there's no reason for him to know everything that he allegedly knows. In my opinion, no child is going to think that up themselves. Either they are terrifying him or they made that up. Exactly. Either way, it's sick. She squirms when seated next to him. I don't think he is into her either. Probably fed up being main caregiver, and now she may lose the second income. He is an angry person, in my opinion. You think so? Hey, Miss King. I'm sure her house is large enough for her to talk in another room privately or in another wing of the house. Exactly. I mean, I can't. If her kid is in the work environment, I'd be concerned due to the type of work she does. Yep. How much did Lauren blow it up to scare that little boy to get him to say that? If he did, and you guys have pointed out, as others have as well, that maybe he didn't. Maybe that's just something that they put there to kind of amplify the situation. But either way, it's sick. It's sick. So continuing, he did show his anger when speaking about Lori the Lord. Yeah, he did. He threw his glasses and everything.
And I find it disgusting that anyone would want to do that to me or my family. A
I agree,
civil
Brooke.
stalking injunction. My 8-year-old's mental health is not your entertainment.
Oh, but the young girl who is standing up that you've got recorded and on your channel talking about her fucking father and what he did and what she saw, that is for our entertainment, Lauren. That's for our entertainment. When you're in the true crime genre, you cover tragedies, family tragedies. Like, why do you think that you're exempt from that? You're not. I'm not. They're not. She's not. It's covered. It's what we do. If I went to court and somebody covered my shit, I would expect it because that's what I do. I'm in the true crime genre. You're in the true crime genre. You should expect it. I'm sorry. I mean, and even at that, these people, family of Lori Daybell, family of Madeline Soto, family of Emmanuel Haro, these people don't ask for this. Nobody asked to be a victim. Nobody asked to have us put their story out there. Sebastian Rogers, nobody asked for that. Nobody wanted to be that, but they are, and it's things we talk about. Why are you exempt from it? Oh boy, swearing and going nuts all over something that happened years ago. Don't interrupt John from quoting psych nonsense, right? Little Red said, Tylee and JJ were not meant for your entertainment, yet look at the harm that she's done to that family. I agree. Stevia, sweetness, good to see you. Well, I mean, I don't I want to be very careful. Like, this is how I see it, and I'm glad that you see it this way. But I think everybody should do their own research and formulate their own opinions. And we're going to get to why the document drops from Sleuthy are so important. Lovely Bones, good to see you. This chick has no tears. Also, hey, and hope everyone has a good day. I have to get back to work. Well, thank you for dropping in, love. Exactly, cop wife. Rules for thee, but not for me. And everybody, exactly, everybody fell for it at first. I felt bad for her at first. That's why part of the reason why Sleuthy dropping all these documents and the body cam and everything that Sleuthy was able to get is so important. I'm going to finish out this video so we get the...
I wanted to keep this private. I wanted to keep my pain
Exactly.
and the bullying and the abuse and the harassment and the defamation and the pain that I have been dealing with behind the scenes for months. I wanted to keep it private.
It's good to see you.
Not live stream to millions of people watching Law and Crime.
Neither did the Daybell family. Neither did the Rogers Proudfoot family. Neither did the Soto Stearns family. The young lady that was talking about her dad. None of them wanted this to be out here. Everybody wanted to keep it private. You didn't give them that ability. I didn't. Everybody that talks about it is not giving these families the ability to keep it private. Most of the time, by the time we get it, it's already been out on the mainstream news and things like that. So it usually starts with the mainstream news, but regardless, these are all things that we talk about. You're not different. I'm not different. They're not different. Why are you above it? Are you better than the victims of these horrendous, senseless tragedies? If it was a tragedy,
And
which it's not.
so, if Law and Crime
that's why I was recording it,
thinks that my family's pain and emotional turmoil is worthy to be on their channel, that they're going to be pool, which means they can share it to all media platforms. This is just for everybody. Then I'm going to take back my narrative. And I'm going to own my narrative. And I'm going to tell you everything tonight. We're going to go through every filing.
and she does.
We're going to go.
I think I stopped it right after this. Yeah, that's where I stopped that recording. I was trying to get the wall and crime. Yeah, Sleuthy, I'm glad, because that's who I was trying to share them with, and I'm glad that you and Little Red have talked. I wanted to ask you before I sent her over the videos, but if you have sent them to her, then that's good. She's already got it, which is great. And Little Red, that was the only reason I hadn't sent them yet. I wanted to make sure it was okay with Sleuthy that I sent them over, and I'm glad that y'all got that. So that's awesome, and I can't wait to see your interpretation. And that's another thing. We can all talk about it because everybody has a different interpretation. I can't tell you how many times I've watched one creator that a lot of people talk about the same stream by 4 different people because I like their perspective. Now back to this. We see this right from Lauren and we're like, oh my God, she's got a stalker. I mean, this is horrible. What's going on? You know, everybody fell for it in the beginning. And then these documents started trickling in. The court audio came out. We started hearing kind of behind the scenes things that made people question things. And then it kind of, you know, she went up right after that live stream. She went up in numbers. Okay. And then Kreshas came out and other people started coming out and talking about their experiences with her. And then she struck Kreshas and she lost some subs. After that, here are all, and then we go to this, which was dropped yesterday, 1 day ago, and we see them. I'll do this one. We see this.
Hi, sorry, there was somebody walking by that is friends with her, so I just wanted to look down for a second. I apologize.
My partner and I, we explained everything to her, what she can and can't do, where she can be and can't be. If we thoroughly explained if she does violate it, she will be arrested.
Okay, thank you.
So,
And she understands.
yeah, we gave her, it's official, we showed her
Right.
over a copy.
Wow.
I already have the NCIC hit, we just gotta call our records and say that we served her with a copy of it.
Okay. Thank you,
I'll
guys.
get you a business card. We just gotta write a quick little report that we served it, and then you can have it for your records.
Thank you, officers or detectives. Sorry, I don't know.
Officers.
Okay.
What were your guys' names?
Yeah.
Rammer.
Vaughn and Raymer? Thank you guys.
Thank you,
welcome.
officers.
We appreciate where you guys have. I was talking to Bobby Joe this morning. I was like, this is the first people that have listened to us.
Well, we got information emailed to us the other day.
The name drop. We were talking about Bobby Hill. We saw Christina trying not to cry when she was told she couldn't go to crime con. We saw the documents. We heard the court audio. We saw the body cam. And that is what has made people realize that it's all bullshit. If it had not been for Sleuthy Goosey, we wouldn't have known specifically as fast as we did. I mean, and I don't even know that we could get all of the documents that Sleuthy Goosey got. If she had not dropped those documents for everybody to talk about, for everybody to go through and look at for free, we wouldn't know this. We would all still be thinking that Lauren Matthais is being stalked, that there's somebody outside of her house trying to grab her damn youngin'. I mean, all of the horrific things, the way that she portrayed it. And it's so important to see the documents and to see the body cam and to see the maniacal smiles and everything that they're trying to shut down so that we can understand what's really going on here. You can't fight with the court audio. You can't fight with the court documents. That there is no lying with that. That's the absolute truth. And if she had not done that, we would not know that, and we would probably be supporting Lauren and all of these people that have been fucked over by her for so long would still be sitting there like, well, she won again. She won again. She won again. She won again. And there would be no end to it. What Lauren did and what John has done, they did themselves. They are sinking that channel into the ground, and it's going to be very hard for her to bounce back from this if she does. I think everybody will always remember what she did. And people are coming out now. Kreshas speaking, Awen speaking, which I need to grab their link. I was watching that, and I would like to go over that with you guys too at some point. If I can, I need to contact her. I didn't ask Kresha if I could use her stuff, and I probably should have, but I want to talk about her live too. Let me drop that. I want to go over that. She's sharing what happened with her, and I was listening to it this morning as we were getting packed up, and we it just it put things in perspective to me, and for her to hear her story and how she got screwed over, and to hear Kresha talk about it, and to know that who Lauren is as a person, we would have never known. I don't think people would have felt comfortable about coming out because people would have not questioned Lauren's narrative had it not been for Sleuthy Goosey giving those documents to everybody, dropping all the information, and everybody talking about it the way they have. So I'm very grateful to Sleuthy for getting that information to everybody like she did. And I'm very grateful to everybody who has talked about it. I am glad that Kresha and Awen, I don't know how to say her name. I'm glad that these people feel safe enough to come out and talk about their experiences now, because everybody needed to know. Everybody needed to see this. What she's doing to Christina is wrong. I'm sorry, but it is. Christina, you can tell that it's very one-sided, especially again after seeing everything that Sleuthy Goosey put out. Retired not bored. Joe privated his live. Joe who? Joe Schmo. I do want to talk about that real quick. I watched hers this morning and found another creator with a story about Lauren doing the same to her. Yep. So it's very, very important for that to have happened the way it did. And I'm very, very grateful to those people. I wanted to show you another clip from Lauren that I just, a lot of people have been going through some of her previous stuff. And I found this on J for Justice. I was watching J for Justice the other day, and I can try to grab that because I know it's on here. Hold on. It's probably down here. Yeah, I think it was this one. that I was watching from J for Justice, and I found this video that we're going to talk about next. And it just, J for Justice pointed out some things in that video that I was like, wow, like I had never seen it. And so when you go back, when you know all this information, which again, thank you to Sleuthy Goosey for dropping all that stuff and make everybody feel like they could come out and finally share their story and people might believe them. When you know all that information and you go back and you look at things that have happened before, it makes you see it in a different light. And I'm grateful that the veil has been lifted, so to speak. She did, June. She did. Good to see you. Let me see what y'all are saying. She has burned her own bridge. No reputable platform would want to work with someone who will go to these extremes and claim stalking when it wasn't. And how can you claim to be for the victims and a victim's advocate while doing all this shit, you know? What's frustrating about it is that if it had been me or allegedly, no one would have given us the benefit of doubt. No one would ask us first. Doxing would start immediately. Oh yeah. Well, she would have doxed us, I'm sure. And I'm glad that people were able to get it out, you know, and hopefully one day we'll be bigger creators and things like that. You know, we just have to build our platform. But either way, I'm glad that the information is out there and it's known now who she really is. Come on, Kay, the whole mess story she made up and put on her sister, that she had to be pressured to share insurance money with Charles' boys. I don't know, Beanie Boomer. I don't know, and I'll be the first to tell you, I don't know a lot about the Lori Daybell case. I know basically like I don't know the outline of it, but I don't know much about the family, and I'm learning more. I don't either way, even and if you're talking about Kay Woodcock, which I'm assuming you are, I don't know. I'm not going that person is a victim of a tragedy. So if I did question something they said, I would kind of just not say anything about it at all, as to not disrespect the victim of a tragedy. Now, I haven't looked into that situation specifically. I don't even know what you're referencing, to be honest. So I would have to look into it more. But like I said, even if I did question it, I probably just wouldn't say anything about it because she is the victim of a tragedy that I know for a fact. Joe Smo did a live last night and privated what happened at CrimeCon. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Why private a stream? What's the point? Or do people have to pay money to watch? I privated my stream because it said it had a phone number. Oh, yeah, please hit the thumbs up. I went to watch this morning and it was gone. Uh-oh. While also comparing herself to victims, murdered victims, I'm glad Kay and Kreshas spoke out. And I am too. I am too. One would make a stream private when they notice an issue that needs to be edited out. This will allow you to upload a new video and not lose the statistic numbers of the original likes, views, and hours. Yes. I started to watch Joe, but he was dancing around what happened, so I bailed. Well, since we're talking about Joe, I'll pull up his victim statement. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and share. Yes, twinkle, twinkle, baby, to the thumbs up. Victims don't have to be saints to be victimized. At the end of the day, exactly.
Boom, 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 bam.
And I don't believe Lauren is a victim of Christina. I think Christina is a victim of Lauren before that's brought up. Don't get me started on her MS bullshit. I actually have MS. Pissed me off to no end. There's no way she could have done everything she claims to have done with this disease, please. The word victim is way overused nowadays. I can agree with that too. That Megan, who looks so boring to Lori, is Lori's cousin, apparently. Oh, I know the Megan you're talking about. I don't know much about her either, but I don't think she's boring. I think a lot of people like her content. I haven't watched much of it, but since we're talking about Joe Smo, I wanted to find some more information on him because I don't know much about him. But we'll pull up that document and read what his victim statement was real quick, because it's very, 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 very quick, very short. And then we'll talk about this other thing that I found while looking for stuff that I found in J for Justice's live that made me kind of sick. And then we'll move on. Let me find it. There it is. Now, again, mine are watermarked because I haven't downloaded them from the Patreon yet. But okay. So this is the state of Indiana. If I'm understanding correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong. Paul is Joe Schmo. I could be wrong, but I think that that's how that works. Like I said, I'm not as familiar with this case as a lot of you are. So this witness affidavit says, I, Paul, a resident of the state of Indiana, county of, do hereby affirm the following facts are true and correct statement of my personal account, which are submitted voluntarily and without coercion or influence. Whereas I was an attendee at the CrimeCon 2025 event in the Rockies Resort at Convention Center, hereafter Gaylord, in Denver, Colorado from September 4th through September 7th. And whereas on the evening of September 5th of 2025, I was present at the main bar area of the resort. There was an individual who is identified to me as Christina in the immediate vicinity of myself and other individuals known to me personally, including Lauren Matthais and Christina was reported to me to have been served with a restraining order or similar legal document ordering her to refrain from being within a specific geophysical distance of Lauren Matthais. It appeared, based on my personal visual observations, that Christina may have been in violation of the reported court order in regards to her geophysical proximity to Lauren. I estimated the actual distance between Christina and Lauren to be approximately 20 feet or less at about 10:17 p.m. on September 5th. I documented the location of Christina and Lauren with the photographs taken with my smartphone camera on or about 10:17 local time on September 5th. These photographs were provided to Ms. Matthais and are provided herein without alteration. Now, let's look at those photos. He's the one that took the photos at the bar. Hold on just a minute. Here we go. These photos. So it appears if Joe Schmo is Paul, Paul is the one who took these pictures. Now, rumor has it that Lauren moved closer to Christina and then had him take that picture. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. This appears to be Christina and this appears to be Lauren and them talking to somebody. But again, she's not doing anything. She's taking photos of someone else. See, there you go. He's the one who also said we moved closer and closer and closer. So let's talk about that for a minute. If he submitted this witness statement, took this picture for Lauren, showing that Christina was within 20 feet or less at about 10:17 p.m. on September 5th. But then now you're coming out and saying we moved closer and closer and closer. I'm not apt to believe a fucking thing you say. You wrote a fucking affidavit against Christina, and then when the shit got hot, or later down the road, you want to come out and say, oh, we moved closer and closer and closer. But September 16th, you gave this witness affidavit. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's sick. That's disgusting. Why would you give a witness affidavit saying that, knowing that you moved closer and closer and closer? Why would you even take that photo? Like, what? Because Lauren told you to? Because you're friends with her? Why would you do that? It reeks of a setup, because allegedly it was. You have the live of Joe Smos? Really? Are you going to go over it? I don't want to ask you for it because I want you to go over it, and I'll drop your link. If you're going to go over it, let me know. Oh, Nonsense. Hey, Nonsense. Good to see you. So, again, you're going to go over it. Okay, I'll drop your link. So, evidently, Rubber Ramada has the live of Joe Schmoes from last night and is going to go over it. Let me drop her link. And you guys go subscribe, and then when she goes over it, we can all watch it together. And if you guys are not subscribed to Nonsense, I'll grab her link real quick too. No, you go over it. You go over it. Or if you want me to do it with you, I will, and we can dual stream, but you go over it. You're not getting in it. Well, if you want, okay, Okay, well, we can talk about it. We'll talk about it after the live. Um, Either way, y'all go subscribe to Rubber and Mata. Also, I'm sure most of you know who Nonsense is, but she's been talking about this as well. And Kresha went over there yesterday and did a live with her talking about quite a few things as well. So make sure you definitely check that out. Here is Nonsense. Nonsense, I wanted to tell you, if you're still in here, that I heard you talking about me last night. Actually, Hio called me and was like, Nonsense is calling for you. And so I jumped in there real quick, but I was on the phone with family. And so I was kind of in and out. But I wanted to say thank you for the compliments. That was very, very sweet of you. I greatly appreciate that. That really touched my heart because I have a lot of respect for you. So that's Nonsense's there's Nonsense's link as well. So y'all subscribe to Rubber Ramada and Nonsense if you have not. All right, so back to this situation. I have a problem with if Paul is Joe Schmo and he submitted this witness affidavit that I just read to you guys on September 16th. But then Lauren drops the live and he's backing her and all of this, and he comes out and says, we moved closer and closer and closer. Why then are you submitting affidavits on people that are not true? Like you submitted under oath that it appeared, based on my personal visual observations, that Christina may have been in violation of the reported court order in regards to her geophysical proximity to Lauren. I estimated the actual distance between Christina and Lauren to be approximately 20 feet or less at 10:17 on September 5th of 2025. Therefore, I documented the location of Christina and Lauren with photographs taken with my smartphone's camera on or about 10:17 p.m. local time. The photographs were provided to Ms. Matthais. These photographs that we see right here, if you know that they moved closer and closer and closer, and you're out here signing legal paperwork to the contrary, I've already got a problem. Hell to the no. I don't want nothing to do with you at all. Y'all are so funny. So that's a problem for me with that. And I would love to go over his live and we can discuss it later. Hopefully he won't strike me, but it is what it is. Yeah, I got a problem with that. And I would love more information on why you're taking pictures knowing that you moved closer and closer and closer and then signing affidavits about it. I would love an explanation for that, because that's a court document where you swear under oath that something happened that you're now claiming didn't happen that way is a big problem. I mean, that's a legal issue. You could go to jail for shit like that. Why would you do that for Lauren? Because you like her? Because you think she's just this great person? I mean, you knowingly move closer and closer to this person. And it just shows more and more of how Christina is the one that's victimized here, in my opinion. Oh, yes, I want a mini cow so bad. But if I got a mini cow, like the mini cow would probably stay in the house, and Mr. Speculating would be very upset about that. So he would probably tell me I'm not allowed to have a mini cow, which makes me sad. Okay, so now that we've talked about that, I want to take you, like I said, right. I want to take you, like I said, I was watching J is for Justice. We dropped her link a minute ago.
Just Agent of Chaos. I want
as she went through this live stream, and I want you guys to listen. Let me drop the link for this. This is from Lauren Matthais. I'm dropping the link. Oh, no, you're good. You're fine. Y'all are good. I'm dropping the link in the description box, and we're going to talk about what it said here. This is from Hidden True Crime. I think Colby J. Ryan streamed it on his channel as well. The title on this side is What Comes After Justice? Colby Ryan's Raw Truth About Surviving the Lori Vallow Daybell Story. Colby Ryan is Lori's son from a previous marriage. Okay, now let's listen to what they talk about.
I want to just do things because I want to. Most people are like, have some normal tendencies. And so it started honestly with Alex, because Alex watched Dexter and this is gonna be. I hope this doesn't get too dark, but I'm
John
just
and I
gonna-
both look at each other.
No,
Did we
that's-
just learn something
Well,
new?
okay,
Yeah,
so
we didn't know
We
that.
just learned something new.
That's
Wow.
that's really
I
fascinating.
really hope I never sound insensitive because I'm really like, it's really hard because I have two parts of my brain. There's a part of me who's honestly really deeply affected, and then there's just the pure curiosity person of psychology. The thing was,
Now, Alex is Lori's brother who committed the homicide of allegedly committed the homicide. I think he's been convicted. He's deceased, but I think they figured out that it was him who committed the homicide of Charles Vallow, which was Lori's husband. That was before she got with Chad, or after she got with Chad, and was cheating on Charles with um Chad Daybell. Again, like I said, I mean, no disrespect. As I've told y'all many times, I know basically the outline of the Lori Vallow Daybell case. I don't know all the intricacies of it. So if I get anything wrong, please feel free to connect me. Um, yes, that's what I've heard as well, Mr. Tomato Head. It's the day before she left to go to Crime Con. And that's what Jay for Justice said. I'll grab her link again to this and drop it for you guys again. I dropped it a minute ago. So this will be the day before, because I remember Jay saying she must have ran out and caught a plane right after this.
when I was watching Dexter, there was some stuff in there that made me think, did Alex learn certain things from the show? Honestly. And there's a lot of moments where I'm like, this is too close for comfort to reality.
Yeah.
So watching Dexter, I'm going, okay, Alex has seen this show. Alex loves this show, has recommended this show to others. So, and you guys know there's a lot of things in that show that mirror things he actually did.
Absolutely.
So-
I have to tell you something after this. Yes, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I promise you I'm not gonna go on forever, but
No,
this is
go
it.
on forever. Keep going.
Yeah, no, we love it.
So that rabbit hole started there. I was like, okay, is Alex actually a psychopath? Because only someone who doesn't really feel any kind of feelings could go in and do this to a person and then do this to their body and not and go eat food after or go do whatever they do after.
Right.
There's not a lot of people who are normal who could even function doing something like this, right?
Okay, so I'm following you. I didn't really watch Dexter, but okay. We're trying to figure out if Alex is a psychopath. Got it.
So it all started there. And I asked myself that question, is Alex a psychopath? I go look up the psychopath
Hey,
charts
Dutch. Good to see
and
you.
start learning about people who
Thank
have been
you.
diagnosed as psychopaths. And then I remember that Alex loved Hannibal Lecter. And so this dark fantasy idea of all these movies and influences and all the things that he liked were really more focused towards like serial killer murdering psychopaths. So I'm like, I'm not saying, okay, by the way, anybody who's in the chat, just if you like that stuff too, doesn't mean you're a psychopath. I am just,
We watched Dexter together.
I watched that. Okay. But right. And then I learned, okay, well, when you're watching Dexter, you realize he really just doesn't, he doesn't feel it though. It's not a question of, oh, like he feels bad. The only time Dexter ever is tripping is when he's going to get caught. It's never feeling really bad for what he did because he has this code.
So, right, Dexter doesn't feel compassion towards his victims. He doesn't feel anything. Hey, Ravana. Good to see y'all. Lori is the Twilight chick. Alex is Dexter. These people really need to turn off the TV. Right? Right?
Whatever. That's a whole other story. The long story short was, okay, is Alex actually a psychopath? It all started with that question. And then I'm like, is Chad a psychopath? Because Chad's kind of the ringleader. And so then I was distincting between sociopath and psychopath. And then I started learning about, then there was the whole debate of, did Alex's brain injury cause him to do what he did down the line? And so I researched that and I was like, this is really interesting. So I really started to rabbit hole because I wanted some of those answers, kind of like, could I get answers? Because I have the inside knowledge. There's so much that I know. Can I piece everything together? Because I think you think that at the end of the rainbow of answers is a conclusion that you feel better with, like an answer. Like, oh, I have answers. And you think that that's going to make you feel better. So I think that's what started all that whole process.
Okay, here's a story for you.
Well, wait.
That's wild. Okay.
Wait, what was your conclusion?
So we're gonna mainly be paying attention to what Lauren and John say here in just a minute. I wanted to make sure I got enough of the clip to give you kind of the backstory.
I think Alex
Oh, you're good.
is a
Y'all are
psychopath.
cute.
And I'll tell you why. There's more than just the TV shows.
Go
That's not
ahead.
really it. It's the lack of empathy for all of the dogs. Like, people probably have heard this, but he like discarded our dogs over time. Lori had already given him that, and he apparently, this is, I don't know this firsthand, this is secondhand knowledge from what I'd heard, but Alex took our dogs to the middle of the desert and threw them out, or who knows who did something with them. He did not give them to someone else. He got rid of them. And
I've heard
that's
the same
already
story.
Yes. Okay. So you've heard this. So with that being said, it puts you in a position of the living being, and you have you can go there with that living being and just throw it out and have absolutely not a second thought about it. To me, that's got to be the first sign. And in Dexter, I learned a lot from Dexter. First thing,
So I agree. If you can take an animal out into the desert and just throw them out, yeah, you're probably a sociopath or psychopath. Again, I'm trying to give you kind of the backstory to something they're going to say here in just a second. That's concerning.
starts with animals, and it goes further. So there's things that I don't know about him as a person growing up, but I've seen enough to say I think that Alex is a psychopath. But that's just my own opinion.
I completely agree. I completely agree. Let me.
And one important, I'll let you get to your question in a second, but for those who don't know Dexter, I'm just going to clarify that.
Yes.
One of the most fascinating parts about Dexter that you're kind of referencing, Colby, is the fact that Dexter always has this monologue, right? He has this monologue where you hear him, he does the voiceover where you hear him talking and reflecting.
Yes.
And one of the things he always comes back to is, he'll say things like, do these people not know that I don't feel? Or how can they feel when I don't, right? It's a puzzlement to him that human beings
Even watching her right here while he's talking, she looks very annoyed, as you guys have pointed out.
can feel. That's one of the things he's always debating. And by the way, when Dexter, this character,
good question,
Dexter was developed, just a little aside here, they brought in some expert, they brought in consultants that had worked a lot with psychopaths to kind of shape the character and make sure that there was a lot of accuracy there.
Yeah. And I'll say one last thing, because I want to hear Lauren. I promise I won't say anything else.
I'm good. I'm
Just remember the isolation of his life, and then the domination he exuded in his relationships. The women he was going to see, he financially controlled them.
Yeah, I do want to make it clear that this was right before CrimeCon, right before we see her go and ruin Christina's time, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You guys make your own conclusions from the body cam. John's ridiculous. He wants to have his own monologue like Dexter. I agree. She's always hugging herself when he is talking, trying to keep her annoyance at bay, in my opinion. That's an interesting observation, guys. I can definitely see that. Definitely.
Because they lived in different countries. He brought them here with him. Like, everything he did was, he was in charge. And that's was Dexter's thing too, right? Like, very orderly, controlled. They have certain ways and very clear control issues that they deal with because they're out of control, I think, innerly. So everything else they do is certain control. But he had a lot of isolation and a lot of things that I saw outside of just TV shows and some of his other behaviors. But anyway, I want to hear what you have to say. Go for it.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
10 minutes
just
later.
to validate you. Yes, I've seen the same things. We've spoke to a woman who dated Alex overseas. We've talked a long time to her. We know about and I've also heard the animal story, the dog story.
Yeah.
So just a little story for everyone. When the big FOIA document dump happened, was it 2021, 2022? It was Chandler in Gilbert, Arizona, thousands of pages of evidence none of us had ever really seen, and we were poring over all of them. The Dateline producer, Shane, who you know, reached out to me and said, what do you think is the most interesting stuff in these documents. And I told him, and this was actually the Dateline that John and I ended up participating in, because I said, let me tell you what I'm seeing here.
You, first of all, you had to tell Dateline what you were seeing, because you're such an expert on this situation. I mean, I'll play ball, I suppose. I don't see that happening, but okay. Well, it wasn't about her ruining her time. It was to get a record of them being in the same place so she could push the stalker narrative, in my opinion. I could see that.
And it was also when
I pushed my headphones, so it made it play. I can see that. I think that there could have been a double motive, because it's disgusting. The body cam, I just can't get over the body cam. Christina is trying to hold back tears because she had, I mean, not only had she bought the ticket over a year before, and Lauren knew that, but like, let's talk about that for a second. If you're buying a ticket a year ahead of time, that's because you want to guarantee that you can be there. You want to guarantee you have a spot. You want to guarantee that, they're not going to sell out. You're not going to be able to make it, et cetera, et cetera. Like, she had planned this for a year of her life. She knew that for longer, even, because she had to think about it for a while before she bought the ticket, and had planned this. Lauren got a day pass. Again, just allegedly, so I think that she could push the stalker narrative, but just to fuck with Christina as well. I think both things can be true, right? And it just pissed me off to see that, and then to hear Grayson go, and she knows no TikTok videos. Like, that's what it's all about, to stop her from being able to post TikTok videos, in my opinion. Not because of some kind of stalking bullshit. And yeah, as we just talked about with Paul, I'm going to say Paul allegedly could possibly be Joe Schmo. They moved closer and closer and closer to get that photo we just discussed. It's just all so very disgusting.
Interviews dropped of Alex and Lori and Tylee.
Yeah.
And we helped Dateline analyze those. Actually, we went through and we said, this is what we're seeing. And John told him, that Alex was simply, acting, whether he is or isn't acting, very psychopathic, very emotionless. But this is a story that I have always believed, despite other people not believing it. But Zulema tells a story.
This is the part I want to talk about. But before we get there, I just want you to take this into consideration. Dateline has been on the air for 32 years, okay? 32 years they've been doing this. But Lauren had to help them pour through these documents and give her expert opinion on what she thought and saw, so that Dateline could air the episode on Lori Vallow Daybell. I mean, my God, talk about an ego arriving 2.5 hours before you do. Also, the cost to get there and the hotels cost her a lot. Yep. Prince Andrew is being evicted from his royal residence and his prince title removed. Really? That's breaking news in the UK right now. Wow. That's insane. We'll have to look into that towards the end. Okay. This is the part I wanted you to hear. We needed the backstory, but she's about to talk about Zulema. Zulema is Alex's wife, I do believe.
Her police interview of Alex on their wedding night getting a giant tarp to give her a massage on the giant tarp. And I told the Dateline producer, I said, that part of these FOIA docs is so interesting because this is Dexter.
There you go.
This is Dexter. And I said, this is Dexter. And I told this to Shane Bishop, the Dateline producer, and he put that in the Dateline. And you can go watch the episode that we're in, but he has Zulema saying that. And then it goes to a clip of Dexter and Keith Morrison saying, just like Dexter, he did this. But that.
Do you see how excited she is about, number one, her Dateline episode, but number two, do you realize what you're saying? And she's going to go more into it. You're saying that Alex asked Zulema to get on a tarp so that he could give her a massage, just like they do in Dexter. Like, do you not understand the implications you're making there about what could have possibly been going to happen to Zulema? Zulema is a liar who thinks she can control the weather. Well, interesting. Keith Morrison is a Mormon as well. I don't know much about Keith Morrison. I know about the other Morrison from the Doors.
Was because
But we didn't.
I was like, this is Dexter, John. This is
We
Dexter.
didn't know until
And we didn't know this till now.
We didn't
So
know
you just-
until now
Really?
that he was
No,
a big
no,
fan.
yeah.
So if I wonder, so my question, the thing that comes to my mind is, did Zulema know that he
Right.
was a fan of Dexter's? Right, because when the tarp came out,
Let me
Why
ask
is
you a
that
question.
funny?
If somebody, if you went somewhere and they said, "Let me give you a massage," and Effin pulled out a tarp and did this and laid it down, would you lay down? I'd be like, "No, bro, I've seen Dexter. I'm leaving."
yeah, right.
No, and Zulema, I know that exactly. And Zulema says that
I'd be
he
heading out
answered-
the exit.
Yeah, he answered a phone call at that moment. She was feeling sleepy on the tarp, laying on this bed on her wedding night on a tarp.
Yeah.
No.
And that he was on the phone with somebody and she didn't understand and she was feeling extra sleepy and that maybe he changed his mind
Extra
in that
sleepy
moment.
isn't good either.
No,
Why is that
Right.
funny?
but they put Dexter in the episode that we were in with the
Wow.
tarp, and you're right. Like, how about
Do you realize what you're saying? You're saying that Dexter does this. He puts women on a tarp or people. I don't know. I've not watched Dexter, but allegedly, I'm assuming to kill them. And this woman is talking about on her wedding night, he put her on a tarp to give her a massage, and she was feeling extra sleepy. And you're laughing about it? Like, we could be talking about a possible, I mean, what if he was going to kill her, which is what you're implying right now, and didn't? Like, thank God she's okay. What do you mean? Sleepy? That's implications of being drugged. Why is this funny to you? Why is that funny to you? I think she did it to Christina at CrimeCon in a large pot to specifically embarrass her. Probably. I think there was a lot of things that she got from that just made her so fucking happy. It was disgusting. It's so disgusting, that body cam.
this? Like, just like life lesson. If anyone wants to give you a massage on a tarp,
Get out.
You
Get
might
out.
want to think twice, right? So the combination
Not
of
a life
roofies,
lesson. Really?
roofies and a tarp is probably not a good sign on your wedding
No.
night.
That's not a good wedding.
Why is that funny? I can't get over them thinking that it's funny. Life lesson, don't get roofied and put on a tarp on your fucking wedding night. Really? That's funny to you. But yet you want to get up here and cry about wall and crime. You helped Dateline, as Little Red said. You helped Dateline, but you're just a mom. Just a mom who's so fucking scared for your family and everybody else that you take a stalking injunction out, yet you have to drop it because wall and crime got involved. Fucking all of these things. It's so disgusting. And I can't get over it. And we wouldn't know, like, again, like I pointed out earlier in this video, if it hadn't been for the document drops and the cam and the all of the things that we got from Sleuthy Goosey sharing this stuff, nobody would know. Kresha might not be as believed as she is if we didn't have all of this information to show who Lauren really is. And you go back and you look at these things and you see who she really is. She was blessed with the ability to make money doing something that she likes to do, something that she loves. And she's finding it funny for somebody to allegedly, regardless of whether Zulema is a liar or not, life lesson, don't lay on a tarp on your wedding night and get roofied. Like, what? Why is it you're supposed to be a victim's advocate? You're finding that funny. Your ego is so enlarged because you're talking about telling Dateline what information they needed on the Lori Vallow Daybell case. Dateline that's been doing this probably at least once a week for 32 fucking years. I can't. It's so disgusting to me. I can't. I don't even I couldn't fathom. And then to go to CrimeCon and do what she did to Christina. Why is this funny to you? What she could have been killed, regardless of whether she's lying about it or not. She could have been killed. Nothing. It's just funny, a life lesson. Honestly, Lauren probably wanted all the chatter to stop before things came out about the way she talked about victims, but it backfired. And again, I mean, you're blessed. You're blessed with the ability to be a victim's advocate. These victims trust you. They confide in you, and you're talking shit about them behind the scene. Like all of the things combined. Just, I can't. And the audience for that joke just had a family homicided. It's absolutely disgusting. It is. Abraham said Zulema was very gullible. She believed everything they were telling her about being an important figure in their mission. Did they tell her that? Oh, you're talking about Lori and them. Yeah, I don't doubt it. It's also more likely that Zulema told Alex not to make a mess with the massage oil and got on the tarp, but Dexter's kill room is more than a tarp for easy cleanup and no feet. I get that. I'm just going back and looking at the things like this and this while we're over here. Let me point this out to you one more time. While she's talking about if my family, I wish you would stop doing that. My family's trauma is your entertainment while having this child right here.
And instead, he'll forever be the villain in my book. My name is Miriam.
Talking, Jane Craig's daughter faces her father in court. It is devastating. You put that on your channel for everybody's fucking entertainment, and ugh, I can't. I'm so fucking frustrated and angry. You like I've said from the beginning. When we are in the true crime genre, we talk about stories like this. We talk about the victims, law and crime, heirs, trials, and all of these things. We are not above this. If something happens in our life, we are just as much, they have just as much a right to stream us as we have streaming the victims of these tragedies, streaming the stories, talking about it. You are not above that. And for you to think that you are above it is absolutely disgusting. If I had to go to court, I would expect law and crime or somebody to be there, especially if I had that many followers, first of all. Second of all, I damn sure wouldn't drop a stalking injunction if I was genuinely in fear for my life. I would not give a shit who was there. Period. But to get on here and do a 9-hour cry fest about how your son's mental health is not people's entertainment while simultaneously having this daughter of somebody on your page from 2 fucking weeks ago or 2 months ago, excuse me. It's so disgusting. She's definitely abusing the court system. Keith Morrison's stepson was Matthew Perry, in case y'all didn't know. I didn't know that. I just, it's so disgusting on so many levels. And I need to just take a break for a minute. And we're gonna continue to watch Kreshas live where she talks about it. I tried to change my thumbnail, to talk about these things that are just so. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's made me think a lot, right? Because I talk about these stories and these events that happen in true crime as well, and it's like, am I any better? But I think I am. I mean, I'm not. First of all, I'm not out here contacting the victims. I did email Stephen Stearns to try to get the story, but I also dropped the emails, and it was never like, let me put money on your books, let me be your friend. I don't know. I don't know, man. I know for damn sure if I was in contact with victims of a tragedy, I damn sure wouldn't be talking shit about them behind the scene. I wouldn't put shit on my fucking page that they didn't want me. I wouldn't strike them for talking about the shit. I don't. I thank you, and I am trying to do. I mean, I just I would never laugh at something like that. You're talking about somebody possibly being killed, or it could have happened that night, and you think it's fucking funny. You're diagnosing people that you've never met. I wanted I talk about these cases because it's something that interests me. I submit the FOIAs and I get the information and I submit what I get. And I feel like people should know the story, but it goes back. For me, it's more like, okay, these are the documents. This is the body cam. This is what happened. Like, you can't argue with the facts of the case. And so that's what I try to do. I would never try to contact victims. If you are in a position where you have the ability to do so, you are a victim's advocate. Why would you abuse it to this extent? Why would you do these things to these people? It's not. It shouldn't be our entertainment. But if you're going to talk about it, be passionate, not like understanding. Like, it's I don't know, it's disgusting in my opinion. It's disgusting. I just had a thought. Perhaps it was Lauren that alerted Law and Crime so she could later have an excuse to drop the suit and go live for 9 hours. I don't know if it's quite that deep, but it could be. Yeah, they contact me and I'm happy to help if I can. And you are very much different. And I want to drop your live, your string to your channel. Sorry, I'm just so befuddled right now. I can't. It's just so disgusting to me what she's done, and to hear these people that are able to come out, thanks to the documents and the videos that we got, that we were able to be shared so we could show who she really is, and to know who she really is behind the scenes, and to go back and look at all the stupid shit, and to learn. I'm sure the people who subscribed to her, who paid these outrageous amounts of money to talk to her, to be members, the highest member on her Patreon, to be a hidden gem, are even more feeling like they were tricked. Why would you do that? Duchess, I just dropped her link, and let me pull this up as we move on. I don't know, man. Duchess has this is Duchess. Please go subscribe to her if you have not. She family members have reached out to speak to her, and she has spoken to them, and you can see right here, Sunset Beach concert. She does things. She tries to do fundraisers to try to help people out. She lets people come on her page and share their story. It is very, very much different from what Lauren does. What and I know what's on my thumbnail, but I think hopefully this person won't get upset with me for going over their live. Please subscribe if you have not to Duchess. I'm going to pull up the live stream I was listening to. Of course, of course. And we're going to listen to it because I heard some things in that live stream that just made me like, wow, Lauren, fucking really? Really? Like she's cutting throats and shit just to keep it just for her, which again is sick. People like Hidden True Crime with 30,000 or 300,000 followers are out here doing this stuff, and it reflects badly on all us small creators who are not like her at all. I agree. And it sucks to feel duped. And thank you for that, Duchess. I appreciate it. Yes, Duchess did. Duchess paid for Sebastian Rogers' billboards without even a thank you or acknowledgement from Katie. Well, I don't know about that, but I know she paid for the billboards. And she put that information out from Katie and Chris. I don't talk about. I share Sebastian Rogers' photo, missing flyer every day in my missing children's video at the beginning of the live, as well as several other Summer Wells, Dylan Eller, Jack and Lily Sullivan, and Melody Buzzard is on there now. But those are the ones that are in every one of my videos that I will always put there. I don't talk about the Sebastian Rogers case very much because there's such division in the community and people feel, side with one or the other. So I stay away from that. But I think Duchess helped out a lot. And I think that the family All three people included are out here doing what they can. Duchess said, I will always stand with victims and family. Pryor vilified me for protecting Sebastian's mom and stepdad during the interview, but I'm not having it. They shouldn't. People vilified you. They shouldn't. That's absolutely disgusting, and they shouldn't. I don't think anybody should be on anybody's side. I think that we've heard from the family, the father, and from Katie and Chris, and we have that information. I don't think any of them are involved, because if they were, I think that they would have been arrested by now. And regardless, we need to focus on sharing Sebastian's information and getting it out here so that if he is seen, somebody will know and he can be brought back home at the end of the day. It doesn't matter to me. Even with Jack and Lily, I don't think their parents did anything, because I think if they did, they would be arrested. That's just my point of view. And at the end of the day, none of that matters. What matters is sharing the photos, so that if they are seen out in public by somebody, that they can be located and brought back home. I will change my thumbnail because I'm going to wait on Kreshas live. I want to talk to you about the other live that I was listening to this morning. This one.
Aiden.
I'm not even subscribed. And I'm going to drop her link. This is somebody else. I think from what I understand, this person was allegedly run off of YouTube from Lauren. I don't know if I misunderstood that or what, but I heard some things in here about some documents that I want to share with you, because as a creator, it made me so disgusted. And hopefully this person doesn't mind. I will go ahead and pin their link to the top of the chat. It goes back to ethics. And again, I want to go back to Sleuthy Goosey and the document drops and all the information that we got, the actual documents. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to get the documents, to share the body cam, to show you, no, this is the truth about what's happening. This is who this person is behind the scenes. When they're in front of the cops and they're nervous, as we all are usually in front of the cops when we're talking about things, this is how they acted. This is what the court documents say that are supposed to be true, sworn under oath under penalty of perjury. That's my thing. That's what I want to share, so that we can make our own speculations and conclusions from it and talk about it as a group on the live streams, but share the documents and the videos and all the information that I can get out here, so you know. And when we as creators were handed these documents, it changed the rotation of the Lauren Matthais live stream 180 degrees. And we needed that, I think. Duchess said, Chris and Katie have always treated me with kindness and respect. They are just tired of being attacked, and I can't blame them. And I get it. I would be tired of being attacked too. And people are going to be speculative of the last people with the child when they go missing, but sometimes children go missing. Mr. Speculating just told me this morning that the government found, I don't want to yell because he's in the other room, it was either 500 or 5,000 children that were being trafficked. They just located them and they're okay. Well, no, I don't like to say they're okay. They have been located and they are being processed and hopefully sent back to their families. But, sometimes children just disappear into thin air and there is no explanation. And it sucks. And I don't think, if you want to question the parents in the beginning, fine, I get it. There's a lot of cases out here where parents have done things like the Jaden Spicer case. But there comes a time when if law enforcement hasn't arrested anybody, you should back up and say, okay, wait a minute, maybe we got this wrong. Maybe they really didn't do anything. And I don't think it should be a grab your pitchforks and light the torches type thing. We must be the change in this community, do better and be better. We all fall short, but own it, take accountability, move forward. Actions speak louder than words. Always. Always. Okay, Abella's love. You take you a nap if you want to. I'm all about awareness. I'm not here to choose sides and dig into families to harass them. Exactly. I'm not certain for sure, but about the thank you, if they did or they didn't, I was, oh, yeah. That's okay, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. You're good. The only side I take in Sebastian's case is there's no evidence suggesting either any of them did anything. And until Sebastian is found, no one will truly know. All we can do is share his info and pray. Exactly.
Boom, 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 bam.
And the same goes for Jack and Lily and Summer and all of them. Like I said, it's hard to believe, and you don't want to believe that children sometimes vanish into thin air, but they do. And until they're located, nobody knows. I don't think with the tech. Another thing that pisses me off that I've said for a very long time is that, you know, the FBI can tell me if, you know, somebody on a private island in the middle of the freaking Pacific Ocean has a pimple on their butt, but we can't locate these children. That shit irritates me. But with the technology and the information and the cameras and all of the things that we have nowadays, if somebody hasn't been arrested in a relative amount of time, I'm more apt to think that they're probably not involved. Summerwell, Sebastian, all of them, even Daniel and Malaya, they haven't been arrested. I don't think they had anything to do with it. Oh, well, I appreciate you, Twitches. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this. Live from Awen. Awen, I could be mispronouncing her name. She is pinned to the top of the chat, and I will drop her link in my description along with Kreshas, because if you haven't subscribed to her, please do so. And I will add all of the links to all of the great people in my chat that I can think of off the top of my head. Awen, I do believe, was ran off of YouTube by Lauren and some things that happened back then. And I want to go over what she said, because there's a big ethical thing that she talks about here that happened with Lauren that I want to talk about. And it upset me, and it's what's kind of got me like, what are we even doing here? Like, how can you claim to be a victim's advocate while doing all this fuck shit? Like, and you're not advocating. Let me hush. We're going to hear her story.
Linked. Granny's watching. Thank you. I will link to her channel once this is done. So please go check out the video and give her a like, because she was really, I would like to sit and talk with her for quite a while. She has a story to tell that I didn't get to hear because, I mean, I just met her this morning. So
she was on Granny's watching stream, and I'll grab her link and drop it as well. She went up there and talked. Lily, Little Red said, Lily and Jack, in my opinion, the lady that said she saw kids walking down the road, I think it was them, just my thoughts. And what you're talking about, that's really pivotal for me as well. And if I dig through all my files, I can show you the AI generated image of that from the documents. We hear about a lady that was driving down the road about 10 o'clock in the morning in an area that was close to Jack and Lily's house. And she sees a woman that had a gold colored sedan pulled over on the side of the road, standing out with her door open to her vehicle. And there's two kids walking on the side of the road that are going towards her. And she said they looked a little bit older than the ages of, I think they said like maybe 8 and 10 or something, a little bit older than what Jack and Lily actually were. But when you're driving by, and if you're, I think she was older, I don't know, but regardless, it's hard to tell age unless you ask a child how old they are, depending on what they look like. It was a girl, and she was holding a boy's hand. The boy was younger, the girl was older. Her girl's hair was in pigtails or something. Either way, they're walking down the road, and they're going toward the woman with the gold sedan who has her door open, looking like she's trying to coax the kids kind of into the vehicle. That's very pivotal for me, because I cannot think of an instance where a woman would have a gold sedan on the side, or a vehicle on the side of the road, coaxing kids into her vehicle. Like, what? Did you get in an argument with your children and tell them to get the fuck out of the car, and now they're walking back to the car? Like, what? That doesn't make sense to me, and I question that as well. I do. Very much. Oh, thank you for dropping her link. There's the link to Granny's watching. I think that could be pivotal in that case as well.
But she was wonderful. So yeah, Granny watching. All right. Bullies. We're going to start this whole story today about bullies, because Lauren Matthais is a bully, and she was my bully. All right. So yeah, bullies. I don't like bullies. Way back when this happened, sorry, that was the plumbers leaving. They should be gone now. Hopefully they'll be quiet. Way back when this happened, I was scared of Lauren because, first of all, I've never seen someone do some of the things she did. I didn't know what she was going to do next. And every time I tried to fix anything, she would start some other new problem. So it was fear. There
Thank
was
you
a
for
lot
your
of fear
ability.
involved. And
You don't think so? I
when
wonder.
when all this
Maybe you are.
started, whenever she did her 9-hour live,
Good to see you.
when I was watching it, I did feel that big scary bully person. Ooh, you can't really help but feel that sometimes, and I felt it. I'm going to admit that. I was a chicken. But what changed things for me, what made me come out of hiding and say something, was watching Turtle Boy's coverage of it. Because now, whatever you feel about Turtle Boy, I get it. I'm in.
So again, Turtle Boy is the one who drew the eyebrows. He's the one that does the golden arch eyebrows, talking about Lauren Matthais. I don't know if he was given the documents or not, but what I do know is once these documents dropped, Lauren's story was blown out of the water. If it had not been for the person dropping these documents, I don't know that people would have started to talk about it like they did, and it would have picked up. These documents were given to creators started to talk about it, and as creators started to talk about it, it became popular, and more bigger creators picked up on it, and I'm sure that's how Turtle Boy got it. So at the end of the day, it probably was related to these documents. If these documents had not come out, if we had not been blessed with that information, then people might still be spinning her narrative, which would be very devastating. And here you're getting another account of somebody who has decided to come out and tell about their experiences with Lauren. And it's so important because I'll never understand how you can get up here and claim to be a victim's advocate and all the things and really just be this person that's so money hungry. You were blessed with the ability to make money off of doing something that most people would love to do. Most people would love to be able to stream, make videos or go to trials, go and be there. And you were blessed with the ability to do that. And you took it and you made it, you turned it into something nasty. You became a bully. You did all of these things behind all of these people's backs, and you just thought it was never going to be spoken about, because the one person that tried to speak about it, you're trying to block. She can't go on TikTok anymore, can she? And I'm glad that all the information is out, and I'm glad that these people are finally able to feel like they have a voice, to feel like that they can speak out about it. It's so important. Turtle Boy gave Awen the ability to come back. The brows. I love his. He was good. He was good. He's doing a good job. And I never watched Turtle Boy before that. People who don't have kids or aren't around them much can easily mistake kids' ages. Seems silly to those of us with kids, but it happens, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? Abraham said, "Everything that's done in the dark has a way of finding its way toward the light." Exactly. Again, this is Awen. Please subscribe to her. I'm going to try to grab her link and put it in the description.
Older woman. I'm kind of a grandma type personality. I don't go in for all that kind of language and stuff all the time. It's not my cup of tea. But I admire the work he does. Okay, and definitely. But we're not here to talk about the Karen Reed case. I'm here to talk about him as a person. What he did when he started covering her 9-hour live stream was, I didn't even click in my head until the other day. It's like, for me, I was a kid sitting in bed, crouching under my blankets, and this big, scary monster shadow on the wall, right? And I was cowering in fear of this big, scary monster. Aiden walked in, turned on the light switch, and said, "What are you scared of? It's just a stuffed animal on the floor, making a weird shadow." Right? That's what he did with his coverage. He shone the light on my monster and showed me I didn't have to be afraid of her anymore. And that, to me, because when I was watching it, I was like, why am I having such a powerful reaction to watching him make fun of her? When he put those eyebrows on, man, I haven't laughed that hard in a really long time. But it felt so good. It didn't feel good to pick on her, say mean things. It felt good to see somebody else unmask the bully, unmask the monster, and turn that monster from this big, scary thing that caused me a lot of pain into a silly little clown that had no power over me. None. Aiden did that for me. He didn't do it intentionally. He had no idea who I was. He was doing it for my sake. But
it's so important to realize that, though, because for these people, you know, how do you go up against somebody that's loved so much by everybody? How do you even begin to say, you know, this person is not who you think they are? Like Little Red was talking about, if we had come out with this stuff, nobody would believe us. And these are people that are directly related to the case. And she was talking about it. She's from the state of Utah. Um, and they're scared as well. They're like, nobody's going to listen to us. How do we even begin to go up against somebody like this? And for her, it was Turtle Boy saying that, you know, Turtle Boy came out here and he said, Lauren Matthais, who the fuck is this bitch acting stupid? And proceeded to tear her a new one. And I'm glad that that Turtle Boy was able to help her see Lauren, you know, come out and talk about her experience with it. Offered to mod for her. She was asking on our live. Oh, Awen, yeah, she did. She asked, and I'm glad you did. That's awesome. Turtle Boy is brutal. You know, I was watching one of his videos on this, and he said he used to be a high school teacher. Lord have mercy. I could not imagine being in his class. He would have torn me a new one, I'm sure.
he was doing it for everyone's sake who's ever been bullied by her. And I went in his live last night and gave him a super chat and said, thank you for doing that. Thank you, because you kind of gave me a piece of my life back that I had put away in a box because it was scary. I'm not afraid to open it up anymore and look at it and be like, not so fast, chickadee, not so fast. So
I'm glad.
To me, it was a big revelation. It was an amazing thing to realize that that's what's happened. That's what's changed in my head. And to know that there may be other people out there feeling just like I do right now who just haven't wanted to say so yet. I hope they do. I hope they're ready to come out and be like, hey, yeah, me too. Right?
I hope so too.
Thank you, Aiden. There are no words to truly express how much I appreciate what you've done. Even unintentionally, it was amazing. So, there we go. Now, a lot of people have been asking me in the comments, actually not a lot of people, a couple of flying monkey type people are coming at me saying, you need to give receipts. You need to prove what you're saying. What did she even do to you? And I'm like, that was never the point of this. The point of this was for me to come out and say, hey, yes, that woman has done bad things to a lot of people for a lot of years. All right. She did it to me. It's not cool. It needs to stop. The point is to make it stop, and not make it stop by destroying her. That's crazy. To make it stop by trying to approach it with love and compassion, like I've tried.
And I want to pause it right there because again, I want to say that regardless of what you may think and how it could be presented, I'm not trying to necessarily destroy her. I think she's doing that all by herself. I mean, I think they're completing that task with 100% effectiveness. All that people are trying to do out here is put out the truth, which I was blessed with the ability to do because of the documents that people that Sleuthy has put out. The video that I found out came from Sleuthy yesterday. That was so important. I'm not trying to destroy Lauren Matthais. Like I said, I've not watched enough of her to know except for what I've seen. But what happened was she come out here with a false narrative and bullshit. And Karma said, nope, not so fast. Your shit, your dirty deeds that you've done behind the scene are now going to be laid on Front Street. Now, all of the people who had no idea what you were doing behind the scenes are going to know what you did because of your actions coming out here with this 9-hour live stream. And it has made people be able to come out from the shadows and tell their story. I know people come on here and say things all the time, but I genuinely believe this woman. I think that if we go through her video log, I'm sure we could see there's evidence to back it up. I believe this. And I don't think that people should attack her or attack anybody for putting information out that they have that proves that Lauren could be lying. I understand that people might not want to think that Lauren is capable of these things, but she is. The court documents, the body cams prove it. You can't fake that shit. I never watched Turtle Boy and I didn't know much about her, but I caught the first one by mistake and it made me laugh so hard. I agree that it was very amusing and then I wanted to know more. Right. And that happened with a lot of this. You know what I mean? I was watching that live. She had given him that super chat. That's so cool. Awesome. Isn't it cool when people talk about stuff like that and you realize you were there? All of you creators helping to give voices to those who have been victimized and bullied by Lauren. I've never, like I said, I don't know her. I've never been victimized or bullied by her, but I appreciate that everybody's talking about it. And that's again why I'm doing it. I want people to know the truth just as so many others do. And I greatly appreciate everybody doing it. People want her to take accountability for what she did, not take down her livelihood. Exactly. Like, if she came out and sincerely apologized instead of saying, I'm writing apologies and have no idea why. Again, if you're writing an apology and you have no idea why, you need to wipe your ass with that apology because it's not sincere. I don't want it. I damn sure don't want it. Don't be apologizing to me and having no idea why. That's going to piss me off. Don't apologize unless you know why. If you ain't figured it out by now, something's wrong. We're just sorting the evidence. Exactly. Hunter said, "Oh my God, my migraine is making me not say the things I really want to say." I mean, giving these victims a convince because being able to come out, you guys are putting my knowledge out there. Right, right. I know what you're saying. Yep, a Me Too movement, but it's against her. Holding her accountable is a good thing. I agree. She got caught up being a bully. She should own it, change her ways, and continue on. Exactly. I only knew of Turtle Boy from Karen Reed, but the few videos I've watched him on the whole situation have been entertaining. He doesn't have a dog in the fight, so he's just blurting reactions, and it's awesome. Jerry said it's all about calling Lauren out on her lies and misuse of the legal system. She needs to humble herself, be honest, and see that YouTube and other platforms are big enough for all creators. Exactly.
Boom, 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 bop, bam.
And pushing this false narrative that she's been able to get away with for so long. That's why it's so important to talk about it. I wish she could step back and look at herself and see if she was on the other foot. What would her reaction be? I don't know. I think it'd be the same because she's just a bully, in my opinion, which is sick.
Tried for a couple days, doesn't seem to be working so well.
I do
But
the
if I
same
could
thing,
get through to
Hunter.
Lauren
I get
with
it.
love and compassion and get her to see that what she's doing is hurting people and stop, wouldn't we all win? Right? We would all win. I don't think that's going to happen. And I wasn't being naive, I was being hopeful. If there's a shred of hope that I could have gotten through to her that way, that would have been the way to go. It's not working. It's not. Carrie says, please stop this mean girl shit. The only people that say mean girl are mean girls. I learned that this morning. Carrie, this is not mean girl shit. This is someone who abused me and caused me all kinds of crap. And I walked away. I did stop it. All right. 4 years ago, I did stop. I didn't fight and do mean girl shit. I went away and disappeared. Okay. I did the right thing. That didn't stop it. She just turned on to other targets. And she's been going through all these targets all these years. So now what? I came back to be like, hey, to add my voice to the list of people that she has hurt and say, cut it out. So don't give me this I'm doing mean girl crap. I am not in the mood for your shit today. All right. I have one moderator in here and he will delete you pretty quick. If anyone would like to mod for this chat, I want the flying monkeys gone. I am not dealing with.
So I'm going to skip it ahead from where she talks about the moderator stuff for a minute, and hopefully not have skipped it ahead too far. But her flying monkeys, as she describes it, why is somebody coming out and talking about her experience with Lauren mean girl shit? Like, why are you you haven't even heard what this woman has to say. Why are you classifying it as mean girl shit? And again, to even say that after she said she doesn't want to destroy Lauren, she wants to approach it with love and compassion and just share her experience. I mean, where do you get mean girl shit from that at all whatsoever? I don't at all. And looking at Christina's videos yesterday, like we did, we saw that Christina had said everybody has just left and not said anything about it, and it's time for that shit to stop. How many people have come out and probably still will continue to come out and say, yeah, you know, not to mock the Me Too movement, but me too. Lauren has hurt me too. Why have they been why have they had to be silenced for so long? It's time for that shit to stop, in my opinion.
Okay, so yeah, if you're gonna troll me, if you're here to try to tell me I'm doing something bad, blah 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 blah, the mods are just gonna kick you out. We're not even gonna discuss it because I've had enough abuse from this woman and her flying monkeys to last a lifetime, and I am under no obligation to take any more. Okay, so go. All right, back to my story. I wanted to tell, because people, I mean, yeah, you know, if I'm going to say that, you got to have some kind of idea of what actually happened. I've been trying to avoid it because I don't really want to go there. I don't really want to try to make Lauren look like, you know, whatever. But you do need some context and some background. So I'm going to tell you my story lightly. Okay, lightly. I will save, you know, I'm not going to get into all the details and all the receipts and all that stuff unless it goes there. I'm hoping it doesn't go there, but you need to know what happens.
Now, what she's going to talk about, I can speed it up a little bit, but what she's going to talk about is so important because it goes back to ethics. Okay.
I started off by watching YouTube. And I found this guy that I thought was really funny. I loved his channel. I started to be a mod for him and got to know people and learn the YouTube stuff. And from his channel, I met my best friend, Denise Rainey. Love this woman to the moon and back. And she wanted to start her channel. So she was doing some true crimey type stuff, trying to figure out where she wanted to go with her channel. And she got this story in December of 2019 about these two missing kids, JJ and Tylee. And she said, oh, these two kids are missing out of Idaho. Oh, this is awful. And she brought it to me and our other friend and was telling us about it. And like, oh, gosh, that is awful. And she started making videos about it. And very quickly, we saw the very first appeal to the media by Kay and Larry Woodcock, talking about them, talking about the kids, and getting the story out. So, of course, you know, she pushed that and started researching, looking at the family. And she was starting to come back with some stuff. She's like, this is not just a missing kids case. This is some kind of weird religious cult thing. And I'm like, uh-oh. She's like, why don't you guys handle it on you know, Paul's channel? Because it was a much bigger channel. And I'm like, I don't want to touch that. And Paul was like, yeah, no. Religious cults is not something we wanted to dive into because you can get into trouble with that. So Denise was like, I'm going to do it. I'm like, I'm here to help you. Let me know what you want. So I was helping her do research. I would go on her live streams with her a lot. And we were really doing it. We started working 10, 18 hours a day, covering the very early parts of the Vallow Daybell case.
Really? I didn't know that.
And everything was going good for us. You know, obviously we were doing fine.
No, I know.
The case was getting bigger and bigger, and national attention, and more YouTube channels started popping up, which we thought was great. The more coverage, the better. Find those kids. That was the goal. And in June of 2021,
Denise that right there. But see, what's sad is it's not about that for all creators. Like, and it's sad because somebody like Lauren, who it's obviously that's not what it's about. I mean, to me anyway, you make your own decisions and do your own research. But the people who it's not about finding the children, trying to locate them, trying to share this information and get it all out. A lot of times it's the bigger channels that are bullies and mean and in it for the money that make the money. And the ones that are out here trying to share the information, help find the kids, help locate the kids, figure out what happened, share all of the things, they don't get as much coverage. And it's sad that it's like that. And I'm not saying all big channels are bad, and I'm not saying all small channels are good. That's something I've noticed. She's out here trying to find the kids with her friend back in the beginning and actually get the information out, and she was chased off of YouTube.
Passed away unexpectedly from an illness. Kind of killed me. All right. Denise and I were joined at the hip. We were on the phone all day if we weren't.
Owen or Awen is going to explain it. That's why we're listening. And it goes back to ethics for me.
online together on stream. And she was just she was the woman I wanted to be when I grew up, even though I was older than she was. But I wanted to be her. She was just everything that exemplified wonderful in this world in my mind. And so losing her was a devastating loss for me. But I pull myself together. Every time I talk about her, I start to lose it, even 5 years later. But after she passed away and after I got over the initial trauma of that, I decided I didn't want her work to stop. I didn't want it to go to waste. I didn't want her energy to stop. I wanted it to be flowing through my life always. So I took up the case. I said, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it. So I start covering this case. And I'm doing the best I think I know how to, right? And I poured my life. The case became my life, day in, day out, every day. Court cases, hearings, trials, you name whatever was going on, I was doing it. One of the things I did every day was watch the court page. The court had a portal where every time there was a document, they'd upload it immediately. And I would refresh that thing every couple of minutes all day long, every business day that there was, because there were documents coming like crazy. Remember, there were 2 defendants, Lori and Chad, 2 sets of defense attorneys, and 3 really powerful prosecutors. We had Lindsay, Rob Wood, and Rachel Smith. At the end, we had all 3 of them. So there were documents everywhere, and I would get them. I would put them up on YouTube. I'd read through the entire document. I'd explain what the documents meant and what's going on.
So that's sounds familiar to me. That's something we did a lot with the Madeline Soto case. We would go through, we would check the documents every time, just like I did the other day with my email. I checked my email. We would check the court website to see if any documents dropped that we could talk about and go over. You can find videos on my pages as well where I'm reading through documents, explaining what I think they mean. She's doing the same thing, except she has a friend that's a lawyer that helps her break it down better. A little bit of Lisa said Awen has 3 videos addressing Lauren in the past 4 days. So glad she found the courage. Me too. And I'm glad that she's speaking out. And I hope that more will continue to speak out.
Legally, if I didn't have that answer, I would consult a friend that I had made. I made a friend who was a lawyer. Okay, it was great. And she was really generous with her time to come and answer questions for me or for anybody in chat. I could email her any time of the day or night. I could call her whenever I wanted with legal questions, and she would answer it for the case. And it was amazing. What a resource, right? If you're trying to do that. It was really nice. So she came to be a friend to me, and she started coming on streams with me, which was amazing. And I'm like, all right, this is going great. This is going great. We're providing really good, solid information to people following the case, because I've got all the coverage and the stuff, and she was over here giving all the legal interpretations. It was wonderful. This was before LawTube. LawTube wasn't a thing back then, right?
So Judy said, I've also seen the reason for the copyright strike was because of personal information that was shared, but you do not copyright strike for that kind of mistake. So it would be a privacy strike. And I think my moderator, Hannah, has told me that a couple of times. I apologize. It wasn't about the photo. So allegedly Lauren's phone number might have been shared. And I think that's why everybody was freaking out with the body cam when her phone number was shared. That could be it. Thank you for the correction. I appreciate it.
Didn't have EDB and Lawyer and Brother Counsel and all of those great people. They weren't there back then. Nowadays, it would be a very different scenario. But back then, it was me and this woman friend that I had made who happened to be a lawyer, muddling through the best we could. And I was happy. But then Lauren Matthais came on the scene. Okay, I had seen Lauren around one of the Facebook groups.
Can't deny that.
I can't say I liked her. I found her to be a little stuck up, a little arrogant, little, me. Case in point, I was doing an interview with Anna LeBaron. I don't know if you know who the LeBaron family is. It is a Mormon cult family who moved down to Mexico, and it's a whole story. If you're into studying cults, go Google the LeBaron family. And so Anna LeBaron had asked if
thank you,
if I would be willing to interview her. And I jumped at the chance because, wow, we're doing this case. We're learning all about the LDS faith and Mormonism and the cults. And
again, I mean, another smaller creator who didn't go out and seek a family to interview. No, she was talking about the case, and somebody from the family approached her and asked her to interview her. See, that's the difference here. These people, Awen, Duchess specifically, they're not going out and trying to bother the family of these horrific crimes and things going on. This person approached Awen and said, "Hey, would you like to interview me on your YouTube channel?" And she was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, I would love to do that." It's just the standard. It shows me as a creator the difference, you know. And even talking about that, Duchess is under 10,000. I want to help her get to 10,000 so she can do the fundraising streams that she likes to do. Nonsense does fundraising streams. We've done fundraising streams. Awen was ran off of YouTube, and she's the one that, she was asked by somebody, "Do you want to interview me?" While Lauren is out here badgering these people, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, and asking them, "Can you please come on my channel so that I can interview you?" Hannah said, "But that is a privacy violation, not a copyright issue. So in my opinion, it's still a false strike. Thank you." And Little Bit said, "Others got copyright strikes for privacy issues." I don't remember who. Thank you. The LeBrons, I don't know much about that either. But like I said, I don't know much about. These are a little bit before my time. And if Lauren carries on the false strikes, she is risking losing her entire channel and only will have herself to blame. YouTube don't mess around with creators and false strikes. Yep. Lauren undercuts Awen, in my opinion. Oh, just wait, because it comes down to ethics. I thought about let me just let her continue.
This is the perfect.
Quickly, this is Awen Reese. She has a YouTube channel. The link to this live is pinned to the top of the chat, and it's in the description box as well.
Thing for me to have on my channel. And when I scheduled it with her and I posted it in the Facebook group, like, "Hey, I'm going to be interviewing Anna LeBaron. Here's the link to the live stream." Lauren came back with, "I interviewed her before. Here's a link to my live stream." I was like, "What? Dude, okay, good for you. I'm happy for you. That was your live stream, but this is mine now." But she kept jumping over me. "I did it. I interviewed her first. Me." And it was like, that is the weirdest thing.
Who does that? Why would you do that? That's just like the person that I had to block from my channel coming in here when we were talking about a situation. "Oh, I did a video on that." Like, what? Okay, thank you. As I was talking about earlier, there is a bunch of different creators who sometimes will cover the exact same stream from a person that I find to have a lot of issues like Lauren does. And I'll watch each one of these separate creators go over the same stream because they approach it from different perspectives. They have different things to say. One might approach it from the legal issue with what she's saying or doing. The other one has timestamps and can say, "Oh, on this day you said you ate a chocolate chip cookie a week ago, but a week ago you said it was a fudge cookie with Rice Krispies in it," or something. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. Everybody looks at things from different perspectives, and we like to hear it from different people. Coming in there and being like, "Oh, I already interviewed them and I did a live stream on it, and here's a link to my live stream." Like, why would you do that? It's because, in my opinion, she doesn't want anybody else to have the opportunity to interview somebody. Like, this is my person, and she's doing the same thing with the victims by claiming she's a victim advocate. Okay, Woodcock and the Lori Vallow Daybell family victims of that horrific crime. These are my people that I can interview. I'm the one who knows this case. Me, 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 me. Nobody else can do exactly what I did, find the exact same research, the exact same court documents, and have a perspective on it. Like the other girl that we were watching on Kreshas live, the little bit we watched yesterday, said, "Ma'am, you got court documents, you went to trial, you came outside during breaks and said, okay, this is what happened. You took notes." Like, bravo, good for you. I could have done the same thing. She could have done the same thing. He could have done the same thing. Like, why Why are you so much about touting yourself? Even let's talk about that. I go in a courtroom and take notes. A little bit of Lisa goes in and take notes. Raven goes in and take notes, and Dor goes in to take notes. And Hunter Johnson's there taking notes too. We could have all taken notes, seen the exact same thing, and all of our notes would be different. We would have seen different things that stood out to us in different ways. Like, why does it just got to be you? You're the only one. I can't stand it. She called them her victims in her 9-hour live. How disgusting. Trying to squash competition. Why? Why do you gotta be like that? Yeah, she's a self-proclaimed expert on the Daybell case. Could you imagine, Laddie, good to see you, being a victim in this case, being a family member of JJ and Tylee, and hearing somebody say, I am an expert on your family's senseless tragedy. Even Colby, who, God bless his soul, um, still supports Lauren and them. Could you imagine being the child? Your mother is Lori Daybell, and hearing somebody else say, "I'm an expert on your family's tragedy." Like, excuse me? You grew up in the house I grew up in. I don't think he lived with her the whole time he was little or anything, but you saw my mother. She was your mother too. Like, I don't fucking think so. Absolutely not. And what I'm an expert on this horrific tragedy that happened to you, while simultaneously out here crying, my family's pain is not your entertainment. On the other side, proclaiming to be an expert on somebody else's family's tragedy that you used for your entertainment. Like, it's all so disgusting. God almighty. She had to brag about it and onward for, yeah, yeah. The only people that own the story are the victims and their families, but creators. Yeah, we can talk about it. We can, and that's why I choose to talk about, like, here's the body cam, here are the court documents, and then we have the live streams where we can say, this is what I think happened, this is what I see, this is what I pick up on. These are my thoughts, opinions, and speculations. That's what the live streams are for. But I get that's why I would never proclaim to be an expert on the Madeline Soto case. I'm not Jennifer Soto. I wasn't there. I'm not even the roommate that was there. Like, I didn't see the things that happened. I don't know what it was like to live with Stephen Stearns. Thank God for that. But, I mean, and how disgusting. She has no respect for others in her main character syndrome, and that is wrong, in my opinion. I agree. Uh, Nice to meet you, or nice to see you. Has anyone commented about Dr. John having a fit and yanking his glasses off because he was once cut off by Lori the Lawyer? It was hilarious. Talk about narcissism. Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it and we played that video where he does that. Yeah. How do they live in a house where they're both narcissists? How about Lauren's attorney? Guess it is good that she has 4. No doubt. Her brother.
I was like, that's weird. Who does that? If I had interviewed someone and then somebody else went to say, hey, I'm going to interview, I was like, cool. I can't wait to see it. Right? You don't, I don't know. But
really?
Right there, I was like, this woman's not right.
What the fuck?
But she had decided around the same time to take my lawyer friend away and swoop her into her world.
That would be awesome.
My lawyer friend used to come on with me a lot, and suddenly started coming on less and less and was going over to Lauren's channel. I'm like, well, stuff happens, people grow apart, and like, okay, that's great. She likes her better. Go play with her. And I was just doing my stuff.
And that is frustrating too. Like, when you talk to somebody, now I can tell you what I think happened from life experience and living my life the way that I have. I'm pretty good about telling you more than likely what happened, even though I didn't see it. My opinion, my speculation is that Awen was talking to this person, this lawyer friend of hers, and when the lady from the cult case said, "Hey, can I come on your YouTube channel and you interview me?" And Lauren started saying, "Oh, but I already interviewed them, and here's my live stream, and here's my video." That's when Awen became a target for Hidden True Crime, okay? And Hidden True Crime knew that she was friends with this lawyer. And so Hidden True Crime goes behind the scenes and contacts this lawyer and says, "Hey, I want you to just talk to me. I don't want you to talk to nobody else. I want you to come on my show because more people will see it. I'm a bigger creator. So you just come and talk to me and be on my show to get back at Awen because that's some mean girl bullshit and to take her lawyer friend from her and to kind of knock Awen down when Awen didn't do anything wrong. All she did was interview somebody after Lauren had already interviewed them. A friend poacher. Exactly, sweet. Exactly. If you think about it, Lauren and John really don't live together with her always being gone. That's true. Allegedly speculating.
Yeah, not quite. Until one day,
I heard that.
back to where I was talking about the court case. I was constantly refreshing the court documents, and I clicked a button, and there was this new document up, and I grabbed it. It was called a 2211C 2011. I don't remember the exact.
So this is the important part. This is the part I really want you to listen to.
Designation of the document, but something like that. It was all numbers, 20211. I was like, oh, what is this? That doesn't have a title. What is this? And I read it, and I'm like, oh, this is a report to the court from the mental health evaluators about Lori Vallow's competency. Whoa, that's big. But I'm like, I've watched a lot of trials. I never heard this being public before. Huh. Right. So at that time, I was talking a lot with Justin Lum, and we used to always share documents back and forth. Whoever grabbed it first would just send it off to the other one and things like that. And so I'm like, dude, what is this? And he's like, I don't know if we should publish that. I'm going to talk to legal. So he goes to talk to his legal department. I'm like, probably a good idea. And I decided I'm going to talk to my legal department, which was my female lawyer friend. And I'm like, I didn't send her the document, but I said, I got this document. This is what I read. This is what the diagnosis apparently is. Is that something I can publish? And she's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, fine. So I didn't, but we talked about the diagnosis and wow, isn't that crazy? Look at all this stuff.
Okay, so she's got this document, okay? Again, let me lay it out for you. She's got a document that is the mental health evaluator's evaluation of Lori Daybell. It's something we're seeing with the sheriff who shot the judge case. The mental evaluation, that is not for the public. If it's shared in public, it could ruin the whole case, fuck up the whole trial, okay? So somebody made an accident, probably at court, and uploaded that document on the public website, okay? And it probably was not up there for long, and she was able to grab it because she's checking constantly throughout the day to see if any more documents have been uploaded. This is Lori Vallow Daybell's personal mental health evaluation. HIPAA laws come into play, all of that shit, right? It would be like if the fucking note, it's the diagnosis, but from the psychiatrist. It would be almost like notes from your psychiatrist being uploaded, right? It talks about what she's diagnosed with, more than likely why they think this, et cetera, et cetera. Something that the public is never ever supposed to see. She has it in her hands. And she's like, hey, can I put this out? She contacts her lawyer friend who has also been going on Hidden True Crimes channel and being interviewed and says, can I put this out? Her lawyer friend says no, and she doesn't. Could you imagine if she had, like, oh my God, she would have probably been, okay, well, let's talk about that. She would have gotten a lot of subscribers and a lot of people would have come to her channel, but she could have fucked up the whole trial. If that document had been released, it could have fucked up the whole trial. And I want you to keep that in mind. Little Red said, I'm glad she asked before putting it out. Can she put it out now that the trial is over? I don't know. I wouldn't, because again, HIPAA laws would come into play, but just wait.
We just had a normal person-to-person conversation about it, as you would. If you read a document, you're going to talk to someone about it. But I also talked to Mr. Mark Means about it. Now, at this time, my lawyer friend knew, don't let her tell you she didn't know, because she will try to do that. But she knew that I was talking to Mark Means. And you know what? Everybody knew about it because I said so on my channel during my lives and videos. I wasn't hiding that from anyone. I also was not hiding it from the family. Every single person in the family that I was talking to at the time, which there are 5 of them, they were all told, by the way, I'm in communication with Mark Means. This is what we're talking about. This is why I'm talking. Okay, great. So they knew everything. All right. And they can tell you that if they want. They don't have to. Don't bug them. Do not bug the family, please. But if you go back and watch all of my videos around the time, you will see me saying, oh, I talked to Mark Means about this today. Oh, yeah, I called Mark Means about that. I was very open and honest about the fact that I was communicating with him. And I called him. I'm like, can I publish this paper? And he was like, what? Where did you get that? Who gave you that? Where did you get that from? And he thought maybe someone was leaking it from the hospital or something. I'm like, no, the court put it up on their website. And of course, his head explodes. Like, what? You know, because they're not supposed to do that. And they took.
So again, she's showing it to people behind the scenes and saying, can I put this out? And because she wants to put it out, but she's getting advice from several different people who are telling her, no, do not put that out. Under any circumstances, do not put that out. Okay. I mean, that's so important here.
Took it down, I think, like a minute or 2 after. But I got it. And Justin got it. And I think Nate got it too. And Nate even talked about having it.
So basically, the court system fucked up. They upload everything onto, usually Axon is body cam and evidence.com is the evidence. But you have to like be a police officer or a lawyer or whatever to access that. And what I'm thinking is the person who uploaded it from the court uploaded it on the wrong website. They uploaded it on to the public website instead of the website that only the lawyers and police and people who are supposed to be able to access that information can get at. Because again, health information, the HIPAA, Health Information Portability and Protection Act, it's you can't release somebody's medical paperwork. It's medical paperwork for Lori. You can't release that. The court messed up by putting it out at the end of the day, but ethically you should not release stuff like that. You could fuck up the whole entire trial. Yeah.
Right. So this is not a big secret thing. Right? If you do enough digging, you'll see that we all talked about this document. Nobody said what it was. Well, almost nobody said who it was. I didn't say anything. Nate Eaton didn't say anything. Justin Lum didn't say anything. Nobody said anything except, do you have a guess? Give you one guess. Dun, dun, dun.
Who you think? Do y'all know? Hannah, good. You enjoy your chores. I did them this morning as I was listening to this live. Who said something? Let's see.
Hidden True Crime.
Imagine that.
They went live with the information about Lori's mental health evaluation publicly.
Do you understand how bad that is? At the end of the day, the court fucked up by uploading it, okay? But when she came out and released this shit publicly, she probably got the person who accidentally uploaded it fired, if I had to guess. And it could have fucked up the whole entire trial. None of the victims would have gotten justice. It would have messed everything up. She could have risked justice for the very victims she proclaims to be advocating for. You could have ruined a whole entire court case for Charles, for JJ, and for Tylee. And all of the victims, everybody. And you just said, fuck it, and went live for what? Some money? some subscribers? Where are your ethics? Where are your morals? Again, yes, thank you. Especially since he's a doctor. He, out of all people, he would have known that you should not upload that document, that's not supposed to be out. Like, he's a fucking doctor. He knows that. I didn't understand if Lauren showed the document or commented on its content instead. I don't know, but she went live on it, which could have ruined everything. Ethics, what is that? And it makes me upset because these creators, like, they'll do that shit. And they'll make all this money and get all these subscribers and all of these things, and it's so wrong. Hey, Strada, good to see you. She knew. Mm-mm. She knew. I mean, and again, like you pointed out, he's a doctor. Out of all people on YouTube, she fucking knew. Makes me wonder if that was her plan. What, to go live with it? Or, I mean, whoever uploaded it, they probably got fired. Yeah, ethics spelled Money.
Right? They didn't get that document. I think Lauren said she did, but she did not. You know why? Because I know who did. Because they looked into it. They know who downloaded it. She did not download it. She got that information because I was talking to my lawyer friend about the whole thing, and my lawyer friend told Lauren, or Lauren got it out of my lawyer friend, and they made it public on a live stream.
How disgusting.
On no planet is a psychologist supposed to discuss somebody's mental health evaluation with a court publicly on a live stream, especially giving his interpretation of the diagnosis and Lori's mental health issues when he's never evaluated her. You don't do that. Okay, you just don't. But somehow they managed to twist this all like it was my fault. I'm like, I didn't make a live stream about it. I'm not out here jumping up and down with Lori Vallow's mental health evaluation.
How was
I didn't tell you to do it. In fact, I quite told you the opposite. You did it anyway. All right.
Why is it her fault? She's not the one who uploaded it. She asked 500 people and they told her not to do it. She didn't put it out publicly. So what? Lauren puts it out publicly and then, gets all of the fucking views and all of the things for it and then blames her when people are like, "Why do you have this? You shouldn't put this out. What are you doing? You could have fucked up the whole trial." I mean, and again, what makes me so disgusted is that her husband is a doctor. Again, as you pointed out, and as I've said a couple of times now, out of all people in the whole entire world, he knew that was not to be put out. Like, if anybody knew, he fucking knew. And she put it out anyway. And then, oh, what? You got a scapegoat, so you're going to go ahead and roll with it? Let's roll with it. Let's make the money. Let's do the things. While advocating, while claiming to care about the victims, you care so much, you jeopardize the whole entire trial for them. That's you're a fantastic victims advocate there. That's your opinion, and it's my opinion as well. It is crazy and mean, and I'm glad that she's able to tell her story now. And again, I keep going back to the document dropped by Sleuthy Goosey and all of the information, and this becoming such a big thing. Why are we talking about it? Well, because it needs to be talked about. People need to understand and have this information and know who she is. Because of that, everybody's able to talk about it. Everybody's able to share their experiences. Ravana said, "I don't for 1 minute think he does evaluations for recidivism. He doesn't have a shred of medical ethics." No. And somebody told me in the document, it says he claims to have done over 500, but on their channel, in their intro, they claim he's done thousands. But on the court document where you allegedly supposed to tell the truth, you said over 500 because that can actually be checked. purely speculation and no actual evidence, but since he works pro bono and volunteers, I wonder if he got in ethical trouble and can't practice actually anymore. It's a possibility if we're just speculating. Of course, I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't see, and I haven't looked into him, and I would not suggest looking into it. If that's something you want to do behind the scenes, you'd be my guest. I wouldn't put it out here because that's not my business, not my place. But I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility if we're just speculating. I'm really glad she has come forward as well. Yeah, Lori Daybell's was released and Lauren put it out, which could have jeopardized the whole entire case. Information otherwise protected under HIPAA can be made public in a federal trial. Well, either way, it wasn't supposed to be, even if it was made public at some point, it's not made public for YouTube to be sharing. And at that point in time, I'm sure it could have jeopardized the case because this was way back. She's been off of YouTube for 4 years, and we've had the trial not too long ago. Another psychologist mentioned how Shrek violated many ethical rules. See? You're welcome, Anna. Nice to see you. I just,
Okay, but I got blamed for that. Right? And yes, I have had conversations with Rob Wood's office about that. And oh yeah, you're right. The court did put it up. Yep. Yeah. See. And Mr. Rob Wood's office investigators, who shall not be named because you don't need their names, you should know it anyway. But did I have anything on social media or YouTube or anywhere where I said the words of Lori Vallow's diagnosis? No. I'm like, then what are you doing?
Okay.
What are you looking at me for? Like, yeah, well, we heard blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm sure you did hear a lot of stuff. Why don't you talk to the people you heard it from? Yeah. So that was something that Lauren Matthais did to me. And that's a big, big deal.
Yeah.
Because not only was she lying to the public about my involvement in that, because I didn't do anything, she was using information that she knew should not have been used. And certainly Dr. John should have known he should not be using that. Exactly. If you are a psychologist, you know better than to do that. What are you doing? But getting that scoop got them a lot of views and a lot of money and a lot of subs. Look at the information they have. Look at that.
See? And that's how it usually happens. A big creator will come across something that ethically you should not have. Ethically, we wouldn't put out. But then somebody else gets it and they put it out and they get all the money and all the subscribers and all the things. And then the person who was trying to be ethically correct and say, hey, we shouldn't have this information. We could jeopardize the entire trial if we put this out. So we're not going to put it out, is run off of YouTube. Little bits of mistake happens. I found someone's medical record excerpts on state website where she was in court as a nurse with her license in question. I was appalled to see that. Oh, wow. See, yeah, accidents happen. We're only human. But whether when you know not to release that's completely wrong. And him as a doctor knew that, but they said they got the document. They talked about how it was wrong, and then they talked about what could happen. And I know more than likely what was said was, well, obviously we didn't get the document. We're not the one who stole it. It was uploaded online. Somebody's going to put it out, so it might as well be us. And that's what happened. Lori had 2 trials, or maybe 3 by now. One was not televised, audio only. I know it was, though, the state of Arizona and Idaho who tried her, I do believe. So I don't think it would have been federal. I can ask though. Mama says just because you can doesn't mean you should. Exactly. I'm guessing Lori never knew of this, or it would have been an issue she would have raised. I don't know, Anna. You would think she probably knew about it, especially considering that it was put out by little Miss Matthais over there. I can't think that she wouldn't have said something, or somebody wouldn't have said something.
It wasn't that great. Oh God, yucky. And I would kind of bet you some money that Lauren Matthais, if she decides to push this issue, will blame it on her lawyer friend, our lawyer friend. Right now, our both mutually ex lawyer friend. I don't think that's the case. I really don't. I got pretty close to that lawyer friend, and what I'm seeing all these years later, hindsight is 2020, is that Lauren Matthais was manipulating this lawyer friend very hard, very hard, and that's why some of the things happened that did. So I am not coming out hard on that lawyer friend. Right? Some people are, whatever. That's your deal. But right now, I kind of want to talk to her and be like, "Hey, I see what happened back then. Let's have a powwow. Let's just sit down and be like, yeah, wasn't that awful? Oh my God, I'm sorry. Yeah, me too. Okay, great. Hug it out. Kumbaya. Everything's great." That's my feeling about her at the moment. So for people that know who she is. But yeah, Lauren did that. They did that and they blamed it on me and then lied to the family about me and then lied to, oh, Mark Means told her. No, he did not. He's not that dumb. Okay. So yeah, there was that. That was a big problem. We were not all friends. I was friends with the lawyer who was friends with Lauren because I really didn't like Lauren from the start, the first time I met her. And that was just in text in a Facebook group. That wasn't even a meeting. And I was already like, no. Right. So part of the reason that Lauren poached that lawyer friend away from me and started all this was because I wouldn't play with her because I wasn't comfortable with her. I didn't like her. So then starts all these nasty rumors. The rumor started that Awen Reese works for Mark Means. She's
So, who finds that hard to believe? Oh, so I didn't like Lauren, I got some kind of funky vibe from her. So Lauren sets out to destroy her for absolutely no reason. If Lauren's putting money on your prison books, you may not care, said Corndad. Oh, that's true. Oh, well, thank you, little bit. You're good. One of her kids, one for her ex-husband, and one for Chad's wife. Yep. People like them need to be exposed for the frauds they are. People like this need to be stopped, and the only way to do that is to expose them. I agree, but I agree. Lori has complained about it in interviews and in her closing statements to the court. She knew they were leaked. Okay, thank you for that. So, yes, she did then.
helping Lori Vallow. Sorry, what? Okay. And they went heavy with that. And people believed them. And I'm like, what are you all talking about? You know exactly what I'm doing. They actually got to someone who was extremely close to me and had her say all this bullshit too. And that's a whole nother world of hurt that we'll go into some other day. But they were relentless, absolutely relentless in pushing this and getting anybody to push it that they could. The flying monkeys aren't, someone asked who are the flying monkeys. It's lots of people. I can give you names of a couple of them that I've figured out, but a lot of them are mostly just people who liked Lauren because Lauren would go on a live stream and say, so and so is mean to me, or Awen's working for the defense. Oh my God, she's lying to everybody. She's lying to the family. She's using you because she's helping Lori Vallow, and just spew all this bullshit. And they would believe it. And instead of thinking for themselves or doing a little digging, they would just come attack me. That's a flying monkey. People that will fly out into the world like the Wicked Witch sends them out of the tower and go do her bidding without any thought in their own head.
Oh, well, thank you a little bit.
That's a flying monkey. That is a term commonly used when discussing narcissistic abuse because it's a very common pattern of behavior that narcissists employ. So, all right, so what Mark Means, yeah. Lori, not Lori Vallow. Lauren Matthais and her friend knew that I was talking to Mark Means because I wasn't keeping it a secret. Pretty much anyone who followed me knew. But they loved that because of the information they could get. They would, I have emails every day. You talked to Mark Means today? Huh? How's Mark? What's going on with Mark? What did Mark say? You talking to Mark? How are things going with Mark? Like constantly fishing for information about things he might have told me. Okay, now
I don't know who this Mark Means person is, but again, it's just she's a bigger creator, so she started messing with Awen because Awen was a smaller creator, and she could basically ride off of the back of what Awen was doing and do the things that Awen, knew was ethically wrong and get away with it. But see, everything that's done in the dark will always come to the light. So while 4 years ago she might have got away with putting this shit out and got the money and got the subscribers, 4 years later down the road, she's getting karma back for that and so many other things. Her voice reminds me of Lena Albert from the Sarah Boone trial. Oh.
I'm a bit naive, I'll give you that, but I'm not that
It
stupid.
might be. That might be.
You know? And also, Mark Means isn't that stupid. Okay. The one leak that he gave me to say, all right, here's a leak, you can publish this. You know what it was? It was that Chad Daybell got a jury summons while he was in jail. That was my big leak, and he scooped me himself, jerk. He told me I could post it, right? He said, "Okay, I'll send you the jury summon picture." Like, okay, and I'm waiting for it, and he puts it on Twitter before he sent it to me. I'm like, that's not how scoops work, Mr. Means. You're supposed to let me do it. Oh, sorry. So, that was my relationship with Mark Means. It was comical, right? And farcical in that way. It was not some big, deep thing where I was trying to help Lori Vallow. That's absolutely ridiculous. Hold on one second. I need a drink. So, yeah, but that is...
Awen's talking about how Lauren screwed her over. Quickly, they got access. Somebody uploaded Lori Daybell's court documents, and they got access to them. Awen didn't put them out because she knew it was ethically wrong and it could fuck up the whole entire trial. And Lauren Matthais put it out, got a bunch of money, a bunch of subscribers, and then set out to destroy Awen. And said that probably she got the document because she was talking to Lori's defense attorney about it. And, oh, you're helping Lori because you're talking to the defense attorney, the original one, the one that was taken off the case because he wasn't death penalty qualified. And that was not the case, obviously. And even at that, let's talk about that for a minute. Do you think for a minute, even if she was talking to an attorney is going to risk his license, his ability to practice law? To talk to a YouTuber and give her information that nobody else has, like, that can't be released? What he's saying to his client, what she's saying? Like, why would you think that just because she's talking to him, she's helping him? So Awen's talking about how she got kicked off of YouTube. Just lost in life. Good to see you, and thank you for being here. You might have to, like, back it up to kind of understand.
The reason that it all started after I forget, because I've tried to record this like 4 times today, so now my brain does not remember. Did I tell you about the call with Kay Woodcock and that is why they got so upset? Or was that in the recording I did earlier? Chat, can you let me know? I don't remember if I said... I don't want to say the whole same thing all over again.
Yep.
Hold on one second. Let me wait for chat to catch up to where I am. There's a delay. No, I haven't. Okay. All right. When they released the mental health evaluation thing on their live stream, I lost my mind because obviously that's not supposed to be out there. What are you doing? So I called them all into a phone call. We did a group phone call with Kay Woodcock there too. Kay, and there was a couple other people and the lawyer friend and stuff. And I said, all right, listen, because anything I knew, Kay Woodcock knew, because I was not going to keep anything from the family. Not a single darn thing. So she was in that call because she was part of the people who knew about that document.
Imagine that. Somebody who seems to be more of a victim advocate than the one that's claiming that they're a victim's advocate. Wow.
Right, and what was released. I said, listen, you cannot make that information public. That is not public information. It was released by accident. It's taken off the court website. We've heard from the attorneys. Do not put that information public. Right? But the Matthais crew was so angry that I had dared to chastise them in front of Kay Woodcock. That is what started the entire mess. That's when they started. I think it was the next day they did the newsletter saying about some mysterious podcaster that works for Mark Means. Ooh, she's lying to the family. Dun dun dun. Like, really, really. But that's what we call narcissism.
And yeah, that's what we call narcissism, and that goes back to their ego. How dare you say anything to us? Look at you and look at your channel and look at who you are. How dare you say anything to us? Don't you know I'm a doctor? Just disgusting. Snooty, snarky, mean girl, mean. I'm sorry, but hearing this shit pisses me off every single time. Like, I genuinely hope that they pay for what they've done. I do. This is bullshit. You shouldn't treat people like that.
Narcissistic injury, when your ego or your image takes such a bruising in front of someone you are trying to love bomb, you're gonna get mad, right? And so that's what happened. They were so angry that I may have tarnished, in their minds, their image in front of Kay Woodcock, that they decided I must be destroyed. They had just started to talk to Kay. I don't even think Lauren was talking to Kay at that exact moment. It was the lawyer friend who had just started talking to some family members, and Lauren was right there with her and then right behind. So, but the fact that they were going after the family, not going after to harm, but they were going after to get close to the family right when that happened, that hurt their chances. They thought. I didn't think it did. I'm just saying, hey, don't make that public. You know better than that. I told you not to do it. What are you doing? But in their mind, that destroyed their chance of getting close to Kay and Larry. I'm like, all right. And I have an email saying exactly that. How dare you make me look bad in front of Kay Woodcock? I'm like, what? Why did I make you look bad? I said, don't put that in.
So again, yeah, hurting their chances of being able to use the family for information, because that's all they saw it as. I'm going to use the family for information. But said, how's an income of 1.2 million plus last year? That might give someone an incentive to create problems for others, especially when that case that made you, it has been sucked dry. I think that she created the problem for herself, though. And to be fair, let me continue playing this, but I'll show you something. Because she's come out with another video and she seems to be moving on. Lauren has conflict with so many people. At what point does she realize it's her, not them? I'm sure she knows that. The question is, when does she care? That seems to be the issue for me. That's what I see.
Information public. I was telling Kay too not to make it public. Nobody can make that public. You know that. But that was the big hurt. That was the initial injury. And when you have a narcissistic injury, they go a little cuckoo. Right? So that's what happened there. That's why it started. And it just snowballed from there. It never, ever stopped. It never stopped. As I could tell 100 people, no, I don't work for Mark Means. I'm talking to the guy, right? He's looking at the big cult picture that the state didn't want to touch for a whole kinds of reasons. But somebody was finally looking at the bigger group of people around Lori and Chad and the cult. In my world, I wanted the cult to at least be exposed so they would stop before this happened again. That was my concern. And it's still going on to this day. Those people involved in that group around Lori and Chad are still doing the same shit today. Their little fireside chats and all that nonsense that brought about Chad and Lori. That's a concern. That's a problem for me. That should.
Yeah, it is concerning. Their fireside chats. Mustang said, I really think Lauren thought the narrative would turn out differently. I think she thought people would believe her and attack the other person, and I could see that as well. Mustang said, gems galore. But said she doesn't. It's business as usual. How else do you come back from this? You ignore it and wait for it to blow over. Right, and that goes into what I wanted to show you real quick. Here, from 23 hours ago, a mother's secret mission, a wig, a road trip, and a missing child. The case of Melody Buzzard, a 20-minute video. So she's ignoring it. She started to go back to her other stuff. Let's see. She got out of 26,000 views, she got 3,700 thumbs up. Here, people are talking about the case. I'm so glad someone is covering this case. I mean, I cover a lot of other people have covered it, but okay. Somebody said, Lauren, this is actually my favorite way you report crimes. You lay it out so clearly and compassionately. So happy to see you're working. Keep looking forward. You'll get through this. I mean, people seem to be, at least her supporters, seem to be kind of pushing past it. So that's what she's going to do. She's going to push past it. She's going to ignore it because, I mean, again, if we just pull up YouTube, there's a lot on it. I mean, a lot's not popping up right now, but there's a lot of people talking about it. Yeah, my teenage granddaughter doesn't act like this, said Southern Cats. And you wouldn't. Unless you were a mean girl.
That shouldn't be happening. So yeah, Mark Means was interested in learning about the religious extremism and the different groups that were promoting it and all of that. And that was an important thing. I thought that was extremely important that somebody looked at that. I see a lot of Megan Connor coming up in chat. I haven't seen the woman. I know she's there. I know she's a Cox family member, Cox cousin, I believe. Yeah, I'm not interested in watching her. I know she's defending Lauren, probably because she's going to make a whole lot of money riding Lauren's coattails. That's my interpretation. That is my opinion. Allegedly. Get it? So there. That's what I think about Megan. But I don't know. I haven't really watched her videos, and I don't think I want to. So that was the
Thank you, Marshall. Good to see you.
beginning of my life with
They
Lauren
probably
Matthais
do.
on my ass. It was not fun. So I fought through that as long as I could, dealing with all these people coming at me, screaming at me. How dare you help Lori Vallow? How dare you lie to the family? You're a murderer just like she is. I'm like, oh my God. Right. And it was annoying, but then it got downright scary. All right. Then we started getting doxing threats, all kinds of death threats and emails. And it got to the point where I was like, I don't feel safe. Right now, Miss Priss over here, sitting there in her live hour at night, I don't feel safe. Why? Because one person makes a mean TikTok about you because you were mean to them?
Again, we're hearing from Little Whiskers. Good to see you. Says she wants people to see her as a victim. That's what pays her delusion. And I think so. I think you're absolutely right about that. And I'm gonna have to go in about 10 minutes. But we're gonna watch this. But let's talk about that for a second. This woman is actually afraid. Okay, she's getting death threats through email. There's threats of her actually being doxxed. Lauren's out here crying, seeking fucking court orders because somebody posted TikTok videos that she didn't like. She set out to ruin this girl's life because the girl posted a TikTok video or a couple, to be fair, that she didn't like. Meanwhile, this woman's getting death threats because of what she did, and nobody cared then. Lauren didn't care then because of the lies Lauren spewed, because Lauren and Dr. Babe's ego was hurt and they got pissed off. This woman's getting death threats. For those people out here, for those of us who have been doxxed, it's scary. I haven't been through what this woman has. I have been doxxed. They put my name out here in mugshots, but I mean, at the end of the day, again, like I say, it proves nothing but that I told the truth. But that's who I am from the beginning. But for somebody to make could you imagine what would happen if Lauren really was a victim of something? Someone pointed out to me that Lauren came from mainstream media, which is cutthroat business, and Lauren is treating YouTube like that. And she is, and I agree with that. And I want to reiterate, because of what I just said, I don't want anybody to send this woman hate. I don't want anybody to contact anybody at all, point blank, period. It's just the fact remains that her fragile ego is what's important. Wasting the police time on her temporary restraining order. Yeah. So Lauren is accusing people of doing to her what she actually did to others. Yep, and that's what Christina points out so often in her TikTok videos.
It's a whole different ball game than having a Gmail box full. Have you ever had a Gmail box get full? I didn't think it was possible. It is full of people screaming at you and wishing your death and wishing harm to you because of a lie that somebody else made up. How is that possible? Right? How is that even possible? And it got worse because they didn't stop. They kept going. Because I was like, all right, I put out maybe the last 2 or 3 videos that you see on my channel were done under extreme duress. I was trying so hard to fight to just like stay focused. Just there's a court document up. Read the court document. That's what you do. Read the words on the court document and keep going. And I tried. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. It was too.
Because of a lie Lauren spread. And Lauren just keeps right on. Keeps on keeping on, making all the money with all the videos and all the people after having done all this, to the point that this woman's scared for her life. You think it's the pot calling the kettle black? I mean, it's okay. I don't think Lauren ever was. No, because I don't think Lauren ever was getting death threats. While we don't see evidence of the emails, if we take this woman at her word that I'm getting I'm having death threats sent to me. I'm afraid I can't even focus to do videos because people are wanting to dox me and kill me or whatever kind of death threat she was getting because of a lie, because of what Lauren said. I think it's different than Lauren saying, I'm being stalked and my family's in danger. And then we get the actual court documents and we get the body cam and we can tell from the court documents that no, nobody's stalking anybody. Somebody put out some TikTok videos that you didn't like. And we get the body cam where she's like, the police are saying she cannot contact you through email. She cannot contact you through TikTok videos. And they're like, she can't post on TikTok. I mean, Lauren, oh yeah. Well, I mean, Lauren out here causing all of this and then just keeping on while she's keeping on while this woman is getting death threats through email and stuff, and then Lauren wants to come out here and Lauren just wants to be the victim, in my opinion. Yeah. It appears that Hidden True Crime is making mega books off a controversy that was created by Hidden True Crime. Exactly. Oh, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. You don't need to do that. We don't need to do any of that. I do not condone that at all whatsoever. That can get people in trouble. You don't go. I would highly advise not to strike anybody's channel unless, like, they come up there with full nudity or something that needed to be struck, child porn or something. But other than that, no, don't strike people's channels. I'm against that 100%. But I know that it makes you feel that way, and I can understand feeling that way. OC said Turtle Boy has ongoing litigation brought by his real stalker that is based on false allegations that are still being discovered and proven by the court. See, I mean, and a lot of creators deal with it. Or deal with stuff like that. It's a double-edged sword being a YouTube creator. The bigger you get, the more things like that happen. It's just something we have to deal with. And the fact that this is the first thing Lauren has had to deal with is surprising. And she should consider herself fortunate for that. And then to find out that it's not even that serious at the end of the day, it wasn't even anything but some TikTok videos. It's just disgusting. Jerry said Hidden True Crime will be their own downfall. All we got to do is watch. And that's what I think with her. It's what I think with another creator as well. We're going to listen to this where she talks about, what all happened from probably until she leaves YouTube. And then I'm going to ask you guys, to go finish watching it or at least stop by there and give her a thumbs up.
Too much. It was too much. Because the second I put up a video, boom, all the flying monkey comments. And I would delete them as fast as I could. And they would just make new accounts and come back and come back and come back. And yeah, there's a limit where you're going to give up, So I gave up. They did not give up. Here's another story. And this is something else that Lauren Matthais did to me that hurt other people. And she didn't care. Okay. I got a call about a woman who was in a Facebook group, a private Facebook group, talking about having a recorded phone call with Melanie Gibb, wherein Melanie Gibb admitted to all kinds of stuff. And I was like, what? What? That got my attention. Melanie Gibb was one of my bugbears of this whole case. I still have issues with her. But I was like, what are you, is this for real? Is this for real? I want this. I want to know. I want to know. So I ran over to that. I was part of that Facebook group. So I jumped in there. I'm like, what is going on? And I'm reading what this woman is saying. And she's saying that Melanie Gibb had called her and had told her the whole story and had said some things that were shocking. And I'm reading this, and I called the person that owned the Facebook group. I'm not naming her name because she is family, and I will protect the family till my dying breath. Okay, but I called this person that owned the Facebook group, and I said, "Is this woman nuts,
Right.
or is this for real?" And
Yep.
I was told, "Oh, it's for real." I was like, "Okay, how do we know it's for real?" She's like, "You want to hear it?" I'm like, "You have the recording?" Like, yeah. I was like, "Yeah, I want to hear it. Come on, let's go." And I heard the recording, and never in my life did my brain get blown like it did that night listening to that audio. And I'm thinking, does the state have this audio? Yep,
Right.
they have it. And this woman is not in jail? She's like, well, the audio is useless because it was a one-party or two-party state or whatever, however that works. The woman recorded it without Melanie Gibbs' permission, so they couldn't use it. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. I will never be not mad about that. Never, ever, ever, ever.
So again, she got a phone call from somebody involved in the case who laid out some shit that was real important for the case. But because Melody would have had to give consent to be recorded, where it was recorded, they couldn't use it. The state couldn't use it in the trial. Nobody, it was worthless other than, people who could listen to it and take into account what the information was.
All right. So I get my hands on this recording and I listened to it a bunch of times. Right. And it's 2 hours long. The second hour is just this poor woman telling her own story of her childhood abuse and this and that. None of that should ever be public. That's not Melanie Gibb. That's the woman who was recording it. That's really private stuff. All right. So it was like, didn't want to even listen to it. The first hour, there was Melanie Gibb spilling the beans. All right. And I was like, oh, good Lord. That's kind of big. But I'm sitting on it and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. I do not know what to do with this recording. And there were a couple people in my orbit who were jumping up and down telling me to publish it. I'm like, I didn't feel good about that. Sure, that would have been the scoop of the trial, right? The scoop of the case, to get this audio out and be the first one to do it. I didn't feel right. So I talked to some people in the family.
She had ethics and said, even though I know I could make money off of this phone call, I could get all the subscribers, all of the views, all of the things. It didn't feel ethically right. So I'm going to talk to some people in the family that I know personally. Again, why is it that the people with ethics get run off of YouTube while those that have none are making $25,000 a fucking month?
How do you feel about this? They're like, yeah,
it's
probably not.
Disgusting.
Okay. And I talked to the person, the group where it originated from. I'm like, do you mind if I make a video about not the audio, but make a video about the audio? No, that's fine. Okay. So, and I got a lot of flack from someone in my own world. Like, why would you ask them first? Like, what? Why would you ask the family if you could do that first? Like, why wouldn't I ask the family? Why would you do that without asking the family first?
Right.
Oh, you don't have to do that. They don't own you. You're allowed to do what you want. I'm like, yeah, no.
It's called having respect for the actual victims of this crime. It's called not wanting to publish another family's tragedy to that extent, where you have information that not everybody has that shouldn't be shared, some of it at least, and wanting to not upset the family. And again, we have to put ourselves in the shoes of the family. If you come out here on YouTube and you already see that your case is one of the cases that seems to have taken off, and all this shit's all over YouTube, you're already dealing with that. And then, somehow they get the scoop on Lori's medical paperwork, or there's this recording. Why wouldn't you ask them first? And is it okay if I put this out? What do you think? Can I make a video? I mean, like, because they're already having to deal with so much. You got people out here saying they're fucking experts on your family's tragedy. Like, yeah, it's their story, not yours. Thank you. Her minions want to know why creators aren't posting her alleged accusations, and I asked why she didn't post the judge's ruling on her channel of the case and why they should come back with why should she? And they come back with why should she? Her minions want to know why creators aren't posting her alleged accusations. I mean, creators are. Are you talking about when Lauren? Because we've been reading through the documents. I mean, I just posted that body cam, which I'm sure she didn't like. It was hypocrisy at its finest, and it sounds like it. I'm sure Laura didn't like that body cam being posted, but people are posting about Lauren's bullshit.
Suddenly, this person that
As far as I know.
I relied on for a lot of advice and a support system was flipping the script on me. And I'm like, oh, the family comes first in all things. Right. So that started a big fight in my own camp because some of the people were like, you don't owe anything to the family. You just do your stuff and they'll deal with it. I'm like, I was like, no, my entire channel is based on this case, which is about them. I owe them at least the courtesy of asking them first.
And I'm going to stop it there, and I'm going to drop again in chat her link so you guys can go finish watching it and give her a thumbs up if you feel compelled to watch it. Then go do that. Definitely go drop and give her a thumbs up. They want proof is what I mean. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, even the proof of the documents, the body cam, it's never going to be good enough. I think it's very commendable that you try, but I mean, you might as well be arguing with a stop sign at this point because they're not going to care. And at this point, she's going to just move on, which is what she should have done from the beginning. I mean, honestly, if she was smart, she wouldn't have done what she did to begin with. And she hurt herself. She forever hurt her reputation, but I'm glad that it came out. I'm glad that karma finally got its day. And I'm glad, again, all this has been about the documents and everything being dropped as they should have been so everybody could see through her bullshit. And so she come out, she made money off of that live stream, and she tried to play the victim. And there are those who, it doesn't matter what you show them. They're going to support their creator no matter what and pay $50 a fucking month for her top tier and Patreon because they love her so much. While others are out here being ethical as fuck and suffering for it, being run off of YouTube. I mean, I'm just glad that it seems finally the underdog is making a comeback in this because of the document drops that were given to creators and the videos. The proof is in all the court documents. They should go see the channels covering it. There are proof and they are dumb in my opinion, and they always will be. And I appreciate the information, Little Whiskers. I like your cat too. I just think that you're arguing with a brick wall at this point. It's all over everywhere. The best bet that Lauren has is to move on with her channel and just try to pick her ego up off the floor and continue keep it on. And that's what she's doing. But I hope that Christina fires back and does something and files some charges against her for this. I do. I have riveting conversations with my walls. Do you? I can only imagine. I want to thank you guys for being here today. I want to do a Halloween story tomorrow, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to. I need to get up with Rubber Amata about that live stream and see what we need to do. But as of right now, unless I guess you'll have to see the thumbnail tomorrow. But I'm planning on doing a story for Halloween tomorrow, and then going from there. Okay, I will for sure. Little Whiskers said, well, now journalists at courts will steer clear of her now, and she has no one to blame but herself. Yep. And I think that, unfortunately, more than likely it'll probably be just she fell down and skinned her knee, got back up and kept on. I hope that it means something. I hope that something changes. And I mean, she'll carry it with her for a while, but at the end of the day, these people that have no morals and no ethics will always be on top. I hope it changes this time, though. I do. I don't want to leave off on a depressing note. Jenny just said, take care, friends. I hope that you guys do. Tomorrow it's Halloween. I hope that it is the best Halloween ever for you guys. If you are here, I will see you then. If not, I hope you enjoy it to the fullest extent possible. I know I certainly will. And I will see you tomorrow. I'll definitely be back then. Until then, y'all stay safe. Kim said Lauren watched Turtle Boy because it looks like she followed his advice. Yeah, probably. I mean, I think that's what a lot of people told her. Just hush. Just move on. After she struck Kresha, I think she decided to just move on. If nobody has told you you are enough, you are important, you are special, and you are loved. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Stay safe. And until then, bye.